Everybody having a happy May
of the Dead. Yeah,
I am.
It's the last day of May of the Dead.
This is it.
So we're going to get this party rolling here tonight.
We're going to move on to a Cruel Summer.
Woo! It's a cruel, cruel, cruel summer.
Leaving me here on my own. Yeah.
Love it.
I got to ask a
Karate
question.
Kid action.
I know for a fact that that CK probably haven't watched none of this yet, but have you watched any of Stranger Things yet?
Yeah, I'm on like episode 6, I think.
Okay, good. So, have you, like, I don't know why, but I got obsessed with that fucking song. And if you watch the episode, you know the song that I'm talking about. Like the Kate Bush song.
Is it the one where they were like fighting or whatever?
It's the one where I'd never heard this fucking song before this episode. I don't know how, because it came out like 1986, but it's that running up that hill, running up that building.
Yeah, there's one song on there right now that they said has like hit like really big numbers on like the Spotify and stuff from.
Yeah, that's the one. It's like number one on iTunes right now. It's not been like on the charts since 1986.
That's the power of Stranger Things, boys.
Yeah, and that's what's cool about stuff like that is they go back and find these things and give them a new life, and it's nice because even if you know the song and you're like, you know what, I haven't heard that in a long time, and I appreciate it a little bit more now.
I'm sure Kate Bush definitely appreciates it.
Of course.
Yeah, Kate Bush is just a name I never thought I would hear again.
What do you think of it so far? Do you like it?
It's like everything else. Like I've got my good points and my bad points. I mean, they definitely went a lot darker this season than they ever went before. But I think they kind of have to do that because like those kids are teenagers now. Like there's no...
that's the only problem I'm really having is two things. Is number one, it's been so long since season 3. I'm like forgetting like how did she lose her powers? What the hell's going? Like I forgot like how things happened, and then just seeing the kids so much older now, it's kind of weird. Like especially, man, I can't even think of his name now. The dude who was like in the first one, he was the one that was taken, and now he's like in college or in school. With, like,
Will, yeah.
To me, it's like he seems really weird now. Like it just like it's interesting to see him from the first season to now, and you're like, wow, like he's gotten so old.
Yeah, he's just one of those examples of like you have a kid actor, and like a lot of kid actors do this where like as a kid actor they look perfect for a part, but then you like fast forward 6 or 7 years and it's like they don't look.
Well, some of them don't grow up though. Like Sean Astin, he's like still like 5'2".
Feldman,
yeah. I mean, and my theory on that is that like when they're really young, they look younger than they actually are. So they, they're older and they can do the roles better because they got, age on the other kids. It would be kind of, I don't know how you would like developmentally in that range. But then like they never grow from that point. Like they're just kind of like,
So, what we've got planned tonight is kind of a twofer, right? Our buddy Anthony wanted us to talk home media and Romero's Dead trilogy in particular in home media. So we're going to do that first because all three of those movies would definitely be considered three of the best zombie films of all time. I don't think there's any doubt in that. The other half of that is kind of a free-for-all. The people in the chat, if you guys want to contribute some of your picks, what do you think is amongst the greatest zombie movies ever made of all time? Yeah.
Jack Frost, I don't like Day of the Dead. Just comes out of nowhere with that. Okay.
Well, we can talk about that. I mean,
That better not be on the list.
Yeah.
Day of the Dead is one of those movies that when it came out, I don't think it was that well received. And then over the years, much like Halloween 3, Friday the 13th Part 5, it's definitely developed quite a big fan base, actually. So we'll talk about that as well. But we have a crowd getting in here. There's more people coming in every minute. We'll go through a roll call, if you will. Cyberpunk 1997, not to be confused with Cyberpunk 1998. Welcome, sir.
What up?
William Ellman, our boy old Curtis Giles, who did a review of Bloodhook. I think that's one of his new favorites, Uncle Bill.
You know what? I actually like Bloodhook a lot. But
He likes Day of the Dead Bloodline too.
That's Bloodhook is in my never-ending Vinegar Syndrome pile to watch, which I'm adding more to.
have you guys not seen it?
No. I don't think I've
it's
ever
actually
seen
not bad. It's not a bad one. It's like a slasher, but like they're getting killed by like a fishing pole and stuff. It's kind of amusing enough, It's different.
So I got a question though. Before we start this shit, and this is something I've been thinking about and probably should ask before the show, but like, what are we classifying here as zombie movies? It's like, because I was thinking, is 28 Days Later in this?
I'd say yeah. I was having those issues too, so I kind of just threw a lot of stuff in here, and I was like, we'll kind of figure it out as we go.
So we're not having the infected person argument, right? We're just going to go with like whatever.
This is loose. Okay. Like, we're not going to be strict, Romero-style slow zombies. Or I know people get all bent out of shape if there's fast-moving zombies and shit like that. This is a very loose, it could be infected person, just standard zombie fare. It could even be the old school voodoo zombies if you want to fucking do that. I don't have any of those on my list, but
Tombs of the Blind Day.
Joe Bob Tarhill is in the house. Subjective Perspective Collective. He's going to do some shimmy sliding, he said, a little bit later.
Dirt.
Stuntman Mark, Category 3, and me.
That comment.
Scream
That's so
Lucky
true.
Gore.
Fucking Romero. Zombies can't run, but they can ride horses and shit.
And they can become there's a zombie horse. Right?
Yeah.
As long as they're riding the zombie horse, it's all good. It's like
a Johnny Cash song. Ride
it's
the
like,
zombie horse.
Yeah, I mean, He-Man has Battle Cat and Skeletor has Panther, right?
Yes.
So if Hordak had a cat of some sort, it would be a zombie cat. They could have done that, man. Why didn't they do that? They would have made some money with that.
Well, I've been buying my son a lot of the new He-Man stuff, and there's actually a limited edition when I got it was Fakor. Remember him?
Mm-hmm.
And he comes with a blue cat, and he's called Duplicat. And he's basically like a blue.
What?
Yeah, he's basically like a blue like Battle Cat. It's funny.
Dude, I'll tell you the one thing that I've been looking for the longest time.
Someone's house is burning down.
Somebody's on fire.
Listen, I was sitting here thinking like, oh, she must be cooking in there.
It's the air fryer.
Yeah.
It's like there's like real zombies like at your house right now.
That's how you know the food's done. Like, smoke alarm's going.
So a lot of people don't realize though, back in the day, what was it, Mattel? They would reuse shit from like other toy lines for He-Man, and one of those things was the original Battle Cat.
Yeah.
So it was the exact same mold from, I think it was his toy line
Jim.
called Big Jim. And I've been looking for that Big Jim cat in Goodwill for years, and I've never seen one, but eventually I'll find it.
I think they ended up doing a gorilla from that series too, like later down the road, like a gorilla from there.
Yeah.
I think. Yeah.
John Cressup is asking if the ECW zombie counts. Yes.
Ooh. Do you guys remember? I can remember where exactly I was that first night when you were in anticipation for that new ECW, and the first thing that happens, the zombie comes out. You're like, "What the hell is happening?" and everybody's like, air was like so deflated out of the balloon.
I'm still trying to figure out what the fuck they were thinking, like doing that. Like,
and it was like the first match, wasn't it? Like ever
yes,
in that new ECW. And I remember me and my friends were like, "What is going on?"
I mean,
Yeah.
I guess the point was, like, it was a hokey gimmick, and then they went down there and beat the shit out of him and all that. Was that the point?
I think what it was is they did it because like they were on Sci-Fi, so they wanted like creatures and stuff to be part
They
of the show.
wanted it to make a little bit of sense.
Yeah.
Maybe. The X-ray punch is in the house. Jesus Christ, I'm getting lost here. Macboy Color, Alexander Lumberjack, James Hester, Texas HXCX 1965, not to be confused, 1966. Jack Frost, the sex zombies from The Sadness. The Sadness is one of the newest zombie movies that's out there. We talked about that. I think Garrett, you watched it as well. You didn't do a review or anything on
Yeah,
it,
no,
though.
I watched it.
What'd you
We
think?
watched that with the whole family.
Yeah, we all watched it. My son and everything.
That's good.
I thought it was good. I thought it was different. It was gory as hell. There was some scenes that you were kind of like, it was a little bit, off the walls. But I think there was more movies that need to be like that. But again, like I said before, it's one of those movies where, I'm not really a subtitle guy. So like, it was one of those things where I was kind of like watching it, but I was kind of in and out. And I just don't think it's one I'm going to watch again, to be honest. So I thought it was good, but it's just not one that I'm going to probably watch ever again.
Yeah, I'm the same way. I enjoyed it, but rewatchability on something like that's very, very small for me. Mm-hmm. It was well made. It looked good.
Oh,
the gore effects were great. Grande's Graveyard is in the house. I want to go through these names real quick, and then we'll get rolling. Noah Sudret. I never could pronounce this guy's last name. I want to act like he's Italian. Noah Sudretti. Yeah. Foz Rotten, the composer of the MWO theme song. Mike Barrett, Nat Stalker. Yeah, he's bringing up Child's Play 4K. I'm sure we'll talk about it at some point tonight. Stay tuned. We're going to lead up to so you watch the whole fucking video. We're going to talk about that shit.
At the end, we'll talk about it at the very end. How's that?
Maybe at the end. The mayor is in the house. X-Ray. I already said X-Ray Punch. Fighting Tyler. Huck's Pop Culture Cafe says, "What's up, Garrett?" He just ignored me and Uncle Bill there.
Wow.
Huck.
What's up, Huck?
So, all right. Yeah, I think room tour video for that's coming soon from Garrett. He's going to finally do that.
It's coming. It's coming.
It's coming soon. So tonight is the finale of May.
Damn, that one caught me off guard.
Of the Dead. No, I took your part, but go ahead.
No, that's fine. You already took it. Fuck you.
So, starting off, though, the greatest zombie films of all time, the godfather of the zombie, the classic zombie film, George A. Romero, man that we have all met. I think you met him too, Garrett, right? You definitely had to.
Yep.
Before he passed away a few years ago. Great guy, made some awesome, fun movies. And the Dead trilogy is what or zombie movies in general. I mean, I'm not going to say he'll be known for all the other three zombie movies that he did, but the original zombie trilogy is definitely what he's going to be most well known for, creating the modern zombie. So we'll talk about those movies and do kind of like a home video history of some of those movies. Night of the Living Dead starts off 1968. Do you guys remember the very first time you saw this movie and what kind of impression it gave you?
I don't remember the first time I saw it.
I don't either. It's like it's always been there or something.
Yeah.
Like it's one of those movies. it's just in the water or something. I can't pinpoint a specific time, but I know I've seen it like when I was a kid, when I was 10. It's like it's always around.
Right.
Yeah, the weird thing about Night of the Living Dead is I think the first time that I saw it, it was on TV somewhere. I think it was maybe in my grandmother's house. And we were talking about this before on the show. Night of the Living Dead, what was it called? Night of the Flesh Eaters originally, and they fucked up. I blame John Russo for it. But we'll
Probably
talk
was
about
his
John.
fault.
Yeah. There was no copyright on it, so Night of the Living Dead was like not a staple at the video stores back in the day. I don't recall a classic VHS cover of Night of the Living Dead. Do you guys?
No, not that I recall offhand. I'm trying to see what I have on here, but no, all these editions I have here are just kind of like updated artwork, I think. So yeah, I don't remember, but it was also one of those movies that was on every one of those like horror movie packs you would find. When I was a kid, I think I bought like a DVD where it said 50 horror movies on it, and like I was starting to scroll through a lot of those, and of course it was on there, and that's how I kind of learned about a lot of stuff. It was like from those kind of things back in the day.
Yeah, for sure.
50 for like $5.
Right. I think was it Brentwood or York Entertainment or those companies like that did a lot of the public domain stuff. But yeah, it's interesting because we were saying though, would Night of the Living Dead have the same following today if it had a copyright, if they did the copyright on it back then? Or because a lot of people saw it by other means. I mean, the official releases and everything's one thing, but it was one of those movies that on, midnight movie theater or something like that, all these horror hosts can play the hell out of it. Is that where it got its audience, or do you think it would be just as big without it?
I would probably say its audience probably wouldn't be as broad, but I think at the same time, I think it would be amongst a horror movie in the horror community. It would still be really, high praise because it's a real good movie, and we'll talk about other ones, like the Savini one and stuff, which kind of to me it kind of shows like how great of a concept and movie this really was. But I think it would have its audience, but I don't think it'd be as broad as it is probably, now.
Yeah, I mean, it was just everywhere. Like it's one of those movies that just seems like it's always a part of your life. I don't think they would have been able to do that had they actually had a copyright. But somebody mentioned that they had the Good Times VHS, which is what I had too, because I remember it was like one of the shittiest looking things you've ever seen in your life. Even in black and white, it was still pretty bad. But yeah, I mean, it's just there was a million different versions of that VHS too.
And it's interesting because a lot of the releases, even up until, and we'll go through them. I mean, the VHS tapes, and then there was a lot of the Brentwood stuff and the multi-packs and, with Dementia 13, Cabinet of Dr. Caligari, Carnival Souls. They were in all those multi-packs with Night of the Living Dead. But the very first time that I can think of that it actually received a remaster of any sort was due to Don May!
Fuck. Are you serious right now?
When he was working for Elite Entertainment, and I busted it out, boys. I've got it.
Ooh.
So sexy, baby. It's so sexy. You don't have any VHS tapes of Night of the Living Dead, do you?
Not I.
Okay, I don't either. Oddly enough, I don't. But this is Laserdisc, baby. Elite Entertainment 25th anniversary edition. And this was the very first time that it had been remastered in any form. And this was the best transfer that you could get for Night of the Living Dead up until... This Laserdisc was 2008. No, wait. I'm sorry. 1990... It says 1994. Elite Entertainment. The DVD was 2008. So this was the best transfer that you could get for Night of the Living Dead up until the they remastered it again, which we'll talk about that release too. This is just a gorgeous edition here. If you guys can see that.
Very cool, yeah.
And it's one of the very few Laserdiscs that I still have in the collection. So, and you can't really tell by this, but this is a full color shot from the original movie.
It's nice.
Which there's a few out there floating around, and if you see if they would have filmed the movie in color, I don't think it would have worked.
That's a good point. Maybe not as well, for sure.
But yeah, I think for the longest time that was my only copy of Night of the Living Dead was the Laserdisc, and I think I got that on eBay long time ago.
Well, I don't have any fucking copies of Night of the Living Dead on anything.
You ain't worth a fuck.
Other than DVD, and it's that black and red DVD that. Oh God, I can't remember who put it out now, but it had a slipcover. I remember that.
Yeah.
That one, yeah. I've got that one somewhere, but I can't even get to it, so it don't matter.
It's Dimension.
Dimension Extreme. Oh, wow, that makes sense.
Elite did do a DVD version of the Laserdisc as well. I found it.
Yeah, I remember that one.
I remember that one, yeah.
Yeah.
I do remember that one.
This is essentially the Laserdisc on DVD.
So I remember when this came out, it was a big deal. Like, this was going to be like the best it's ever looked. And this was kind of like at that time was going to be like the end all be all for this. But that one that Wes has, I think that was like really early. Like, what's the date on that?
I was looking. I don't think it has a date on it, oddly enough. Let's see. Now look how damn old this is, man.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's back in the day.
I'm guessing it's probably 2000 maybe, or 99.
This remastered and restored one is 2008. And it's the 40th anniversary edition. It has all these special features and stuff on it. This was a real cool edition when it came out.
I remember when that came out and everybody was like, that was the big thing right then.
Yeah. So I don't know about you guys, but, I only had this movie on a lot of those like public domain packs. And the first time I ever bought it, like I never had that one that Wes had, but I'd always seen it. The first time I ever bought this standalone was this one.
Oh, I had that one too.
The color one.
Shit, I forgot about that. Yeah.
That was
Remember
one
that?
that was in Walmart quite a bit back in the day.
Yep.
Now, here's a question, because it's been a real long time since I've watched this. I'm almost very intrigued to watch this again to see how this did look in color, because I really forget. But was this the only time they ever did this? Or was there a color version on other?
Because that's just an awful idea.
I'm curious to see how bad this really looks, looking back on it now. I don't remember what my thoughts were originally when I bought this and looked at it, but I don't see how it could be that great looking.
The funny thing is, you can go on YouTube. Night of the Living Dead colorized version is in HD on YouTube. I don't know where they got it at. Yeah. Yeah, they have a ton of different versions of Night of the Living Dead on YouTube. One that me and Uncle Bill watched, and I was just going to mention it on here because technically it is an edition of Night of the Living Dead, but they really raped the fuck out of it. And that is John Russo's Abomination.
Oh, yeah. I can't believe you had that. I really can't.
30th anniversary edition from Anchor Bay Entertainment. This is the only version of Night of the Living Dead that Anchor Bay did. How sad is that?
Yeah, and I don't have that either. That's pretty cool. So what happened with that? Why was it butchered?
Well, you've never seen the cut of it, the 30th anniversary cut? So
not that I'm aware of.
God damn.
Basically, John Russo wanted to collect some money from Night of the Living Dead. It wasn't nothing was copyrighted in the original, so they couldn't really make any money. So he came up with the idea of filming new scenes and putting a new score on it, and yeah, that's what you'll be saying when you watch it. Oh wow!
Well, is that the only time that's been released as well, like that version?
Yes.
So that makes me want it more now. Like I want it now.
I'm willing to bet this may be the only time it's ever released. It's that damn bad.
Right now.
Yeah.
He's going to get it right now. I'd say you could get it pretty cheap still, probably.
Yeah, you could probably get it for shipping.
Listen,
there's-
it's really not. I mean, if you want to just have it, have it. But I would
I just
not.
want to have it. I just want to have it because of the uniqueness of it. But it's funny looking up these different versions. There's actually a couple. I see a couple Anchor Bay ones right here.
There you go.
Some VHS.
Now they may have done VHS releases, but I don't think they did a standard Night of the Living Dead. And the funny thing is they didn't even put the original cut of Night of the Living Dead on here. It's like only the John Russo anally raped edition.
What they did with that is so bizarre to me. To this day, I don't understand. So they edited out scenes from the original movie and replaced it with, scenes that they had shot in present day, and then would just go from that straight back into the movie, the original movie. And then they would 20 minutes later or something, go into like a new set of scenes, then back to the original movie.
I'm intrigued, to be honest with you.
Get it, man.
Even
it's
if
probably you can pay shipping.
I looked at a couple. It's actually some at like $10, but I saw another one for $50. I don't know if it's sealed, but I haven't really scrolled through.
I would be really pissed off if I paid $50 for that.
That'd be awful.
Dude, I would love to hear what you think about it though, but it's for years and years. I had heard, the early days. This came out in '90. This DVD came out in '99. This is how old it is. So online, it was almost infamous. People were shitting all over this, and I was like, I've got to check it out. And it was every bit as bad as they were saying, maybe even worse, actually.
But you know me, I'm a big I think all of us, I'm a big Anchor Bay guy. So that alone with the little is going to make me want it.
It definitely is unique, and something else you'll appreciate too. You'll want to make sure of this, Garrett, because I know how you are.
Ooh.
It comes with a booklet.
Ooh.
Much like Arrow Video does, actually.
I want that little book.
You got to have the booklet, baby.
I want that little book.
And then it also comes with like a replica mini poster or something like that. With
Sick.
Yeah. So you want to make sure it has all that when you get it.
I will make sure. I think that might be the $50 one with all those inserts in it. But I'll figure it out.
Grande's Graveyard shitting on Midnight. Hey man, I actually enjoyed Midnight, especially compared to Night of the Living Dead, the 30th anniversary edition. I'll just say that. But enjoy, Garrett. You'll let me know what you think.
Yeah, I'll let you know when I get it.
I guess the best release of Night of the Living Dead. You mentioned the
40th.
It was the 40th anniversary that Weinstein did, I think, right? Wasn't it Weinstein?
Yeah, Dimension did it. It was... I don't know. But there's a lot of featurettes on here.
Did they ever do a Blu-ray of that, a Blu-ray edition of that?
Of this version right here?
Oh, no, we've lost Uncle Bill.
That fire, his house is on fire. He's like, I'm out, peace. No, I don't Blu-ray of Night of the Living Dead. I don't know if they did a Blu-ray. I don't think of this version. I don't think, but I could be wrong. I'm on eBay right now. I can check really quick. But I don't believe. I
think it was rumored for a while, but anybody in the chat, let us know if.
I know this is 50th anniversary Blu-ray. I don't know if this is legit or not. I don't know. I don't know. It says 50th anniversary, but the one that I have is what I think is the end all be all, and I'm sure you have it too, and it's this one.
Right, the Criterion edition. Which, on the back, it does say it's a 4K remaster. I can totally see Criterion starting to do 4Ks now. Yet another upgrade. 4K.
I know, I'm so tired of upgrades right now. Does this need to be any better than this, probably? Probably not.
No.
I mean, unless they gave us, every version, the color version, the Russo version or whatever, then, it might be a little bit different, but for just the movie itself, in a better, I think it looks fine.
I don't think anybody really wants to give John Russo any more money. That guy's just I've never met him, and I don't have any personal issues with him or anything, but just some of the stuff that I've seen, he's still hawking signed George Romero canceled checks from like the 70s or whatever. I mean, it's just like, but it is what it is, whatever. But yeah, I'm sure a 4K release of Night of the Living Dead is right around the corner. Black and white movies in 4K actually look really, really great. So depending on how.
Why do you and everybody else keep wanting me to upgrade? I'm getting tired. I can't do it anymore.
Well, this was the first one though. The Criterion ever touched Not Living Dead though, right? I don't think there was a DVD or a Laserdisc or anything.
Yeah, as far as I know, yeah.
So, and this one's pretty loaded with special features too, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, a lot of stuff.
Yeah, it's a 2-disc edition, all that good stuff. So, yeah. So let's continue on. I don't think Uncle Bill has any of these physical copies. Dawn of the Dead. Now that one, as a kid, there is an epic VHS cover of that one, which I still have. It's probably from like 82, 83.
Is it the yellow? That's the one I had. With like a... Let me see. Yeah, that was the one I had, yeah.
Yeah, this thing looks like it's...
That was part of the purge of my VHS purge.
I mean, it looks like it's been through a damn war.
You know what, though? Mine wasn't a case like that. Mine was like a regular...
Yeah, it's Thorn EMI tapes, like they were... Because I've seen some that are like in clamshells, which this is just like a paper sleeve, so it wasn't cut or anything. But yeah, they have some that's the cardboard ones.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is the cover I remember of Dawn of the Dead when I was a kid. For all you youngins out there, they if they ever do, like if Arrow Video ever does a limited edition 4K here in the U.S., which would be huge, I would love that. I would mark the fuck out for that. I would love... Wouldn't you love to get the thick limited edition of this?
Oh, yeah, and you know, the thing is, the way they do it, too, like, it could be like an Arrow Video site exclusive or Diabolic DVD site exclusive with, like, that outer shell, kind of like what you could do with, the Argento stuff and whatever. So I think that would be amazing. And I think a lot of people would be cool with that, like, because we're noticing now, like, dude, like Texas Chainsaw Massacre, that cover from the VHS that we all grew up with, everybody used to hate that cover in comparison to the original one, and then it got all of a sudden this big resurgence where they're using it as like slip covers now and stuff, and I think that people would really go nuts for that.
That was the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, that cover, that, I mean, to me, that's what I remember as well as a kid. That was the VHS tape, but
and the same thing with
this artwork.
Yeah, the other one is Last House, and Arrow did do that VHS cover steelbook. Remember?
Yep, I have it.
So that was another image to me that was always the main image for that movie. Before we started getting like the real poster art and stuff like that.
Do you remember the first time you saw Dawn of the Dead though?
It was definitely on VHS. I'm assuming, if I had to guess, when I was in this, it had to have been when I was in high school, because I used to work out with my uncle, and one of the things that we do all the time was he'd always make us watch, like he'd be like, "All right, I'm going to put on a horror movie, and we're going to work out until it's over." And that's how I started to learn about a lot of movies that I never seen before. Was during that time. So like we'd work out and like he'd throw a movie on, and I'm almost positive that's probably the first time I would have seen it was probably when I was in high school. And he put it on, we were working out one day, and I was just like, dude, I love it. And then from there it was just buy it and whatnot. So
yeah, there's some people out there though, man, when Uncle Bill and T-Shirt Joe did their commentary, that it's almost like the crowd's almost split with love or hate for Dawn of the Dead, which is
I don't really remember a lot of hate for it, to be quite honest. Like, to me, the hate is like, I'm just not used to seeing that. I don't know. I thought it was universally loved.
I thought so too. We'll talk about that here in a second, but we got this to take care of both. Hawkins, what's going on in here? Did we get a super chat again?
Woo, thanks, man.
Dawn of the Dead European cut is worth it just for the cast commentary. I prefer the extended cut, but the cast commentary for the Euro cut rocks. Yeah, that's a little interesting. We'll talk about that too. Let's go through some of these Dawn of the Dead editions. What do you have? You want to? I got the earliest
I
VHS,
can start.
I think.
You go, because I think this VHS that I have is, so you showed that one. Do you have any more VHS or just that?
Just that.
Okay, so here's the one I have. It's Anchor Bay, I think. Oh, it's got that little image on the back. And yeah, so I got the Anchor Bay one, which is cool. I don't know which version this director's cut. So it's a cool edition. I like that neon colorway there. So that's the only edition I have on VHS. Now, when it comes to DVD, we know that there was a lot of editions for this, and a real lot of editions. And I had a bunch of different ones, but they had been sold off. And I actually recently found this one at the archive in Connecticut, and I picked it up because, number one, I collect Anchor Bay, and number two, it was one I actually never owned before, and it was this one. I love this artwork too. It's that like neon artwork, but it's funny because this is the theatrical cut, but the neon tape is the director's. It's strange. I thought it would have been the same.
Was that the original DVD? What was the year on that?
This is.
I think there may have been one more before that, possibly. I can't. When it comes to these Dawn of the Dead releases, man,
yeah, it's hard to see. Oh, and there's a little book in here, a little sleeve. It says 1978, so it's not that. 1999. So
okay.
Would that have been right? Like,
oddly, I think that's number 2. So oddly enough, man, this is hard to believe because I remember we were looking this up. Dawn of the Dead DVD, the original one's from 1997. So the very first year I think DVD was out, Anchor Bay came out with that. So that's crazy to think that. I was still in high school at the time.
Well, I'm trying to think which version it was, because the other version that I had, I bet you still have this. I had that other version on Blu-ray and DVD, and it was like that brown one. Was that director's cut again?
Yeah, I've got that one, which I'll go ahead and...
Okay, that's the main one, yeah.
That's from like 2004. So this was just one disc from the box set, which I think you grabbed. You've got that there.
Yeah, now is that the director's cut? Is that what that one is? I forget.
It's just
I know it was
the
like
theatrical cut.
Okay, so I had that one. I sold it when I got my box. And I had that on Blu-ray, which I sold because that was one of those Blu-rays that was going for big money. I don't know if you still have it, but I sold it because I was like, it'll get a way better version like soon. And then I sold it, and it's like I never saw it for years again.
We do have another request, Dirk.
Yes.
Hawkins, what's going on in here? Did we get a super chat again?
Sick. I have no laser discs.
The Dick Damon boss. Yeah, I don't have any laser discs of Dawn of the Dead, oddly enough. Dawn of the Dead was one of those weird movies, too, that's... and I don't know if you recall this. 2004 was when that box set came out. The standard Anchor Bay DVDs were all out of print, and they were very difficult to find for years. I'm not sure if they had any standard releases before... or in between 99 to 2004. I don't think so, but somebody can correct me on here. But they were definitely out of print.
Yeah, I mean, I think they must have been out of print. But remember they did the Zombie Argento one. It said Zombie on it. Remember that DVD?
Right. I think that was after the box set, though.
Was it? I thought the box set was like the last thing to come. But
so what Anchor Bay did, to what I can recall, like they split those editions up that's in that box set. So you had the standard theatrical in this one, and then the Argento cut was the zombie release that they did.
Okay, so this was kind of the first time you could get all these cuts, and then they started just
broke
throwing them out individually. All right, that's cool. But man, do you remember how the hype when this came out? Like this literally was like the best thing ever to have all these cuts in this box. It was insanity on how cool this thing was. And it's just and I'll never get rid of this because it's such a beautiful set. Like it really I mean, it really is, and it's one of those ones that was like prime in my movie room forever. And then I actually think it got to a point though where like this thing was, I mean, look at this. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 discs. You get like a book. I mean, this thing is packed. And I think there was even a point of time where this thing was going relatively cheap after a while of like this thing selling and selling and selling. And I can remember for years I was like, I think I went to FYE once or something like that, and it was like $20, and I was like, man, like, can't believe it's so cheap now.
And honestly, like if you put it in your player today, it still looks pretty good. I mean, it's 18 years old, folks.
It's crazy.
And that DVD still looks pretty good. You know, it's insane. But I remember me and Uncle Bill went to our very first horror convention in 2004. I think it was in like August of 2004 in Baltimore. And they had the Dawn of the Dead cast reunion there. That's where I got a lot of the signatures on my Dawn of the Dead poster. And there were early copies of that box set that were handed out to the cast and shit. So we got within arm's reach of that. That was like one of the most sought after releases, possibly the most sought after horror release ever at the time. So I could still recall that as well. But that was a hell, and still to this day in the U.S., man, there's nothing that has topped that release as far as all the cuts, extra features, commentaries, and all that good stuff.
You're right. It really is. Definitely the best. And then the only Blu-ray that they ever did was that Anchor Bay one, right? Like I had that, sold it, and then I bought an Arrow. I believe it must have been Region 2, maybe. Region B. I don't remember, but it was like one of those first Arrow editions. I got that and Day that were like white, and you had all the different post arts. You could like flip them around. And I ended up selling all those as well. And thinking that a better version was on its way. And those are the only ones I had. I never owned that, like, remember that other one that came out? It might have said Zombie on it again as well. It was like a Blu-ray or a 4K. I think it was out of the country or region free or something. Do you remember that one?
Not really. I remember Arrow had the Dawn of the Dead that was in that blue and white box.
Yeah, that's the one I had. But there was something else that came out, like, after that, but before this new set that we all have. It was something, it came out, it had the slip cover. You guys are going to know in the chat. It was an overseas release.
Oh, yeah, I think it was German or something, wasn't it?
I think it just said Zombie on the front, right? And everybody was going after it because it's like, oh, it's region free and it's, you know, it's a 4K, you know, remaster or whatever. But it was like, I forget. I never got it, though.
I think it was German, if I'm not mistaken.
And then the granddaddy of them all is what we've got now. Speaking of the granddaddy of them all, hi. Are you okay?
Well, that was nice.
Did you have to go take a big dump or something?
Yeah, right in the middle of everything.
I thought the house was really on fire. I was like, oh, shit, he's out.
It could have been. Yeah, it could have been.
The dog runs in, his ears are like lit on fire. You're like,
Net Stalker, though, is talking about you can't watch DVDs on these new TVs. What do you guys think? I think you can, and I think they look okay. I mean, of course, if you're Don May Jr., you're not going to be able to fucking enjoy a DVD on a new TV, but...
you know, it's an interesting question because I don't remember the last time I did watch a DVD on the TV, to be honest.
After the stream tonight, before you go to bed, watch that Dawn of the Dead DVD or some of it on your TV and let me know what you think.
Actually, you know what I'll do? This isn't I was going to say I'm going to watch that Colorized Night, but that's probably not a good one to try.
No.
Here's the thing, like I can't even get to any of my DVDs at this point. Like they're all in storage. So it's like I haven't seen a DVD in
Give out your storage locker address.
yeah. Probably like 3 or 4 years since I've seen a DVD.
Then, after he gives you the address for his storage locker, go to the DEADPIT poster video and then run down there really quick. Because UB
Take
has
inventory on what you want to get.
Yeah, he's got a sick poster collection. Sick.
Anthony is in the house, the man that requested this. So
What's
we're
up,
midway through the Dawn of the Dead physical media releases. the big daddy of them all right now is that Second Sight edition.
Do you have yours on hand? Because mine's over on the shelf. I can go grab it if you don't.
I do not. No, I thought that you would.
All right, hold
You
on.
would grab it, but so I sold my Dawn of the Dead Anchor Bay Blu-ray. I don't know if you still have yours, Uncle Bill.
I think I do, actually. Hold on.
Oh, we might have another one before the set.
Keep talking amongst yourselves.
You got that shiny protective case. I need to get
There
that
you
for
go.
mine.
Boom. Sweet.
Now, which one are we talking about?
The Anchor Bay or Arrow Blu-ray of Dawn of the Dead.
Dead. No. No. Wait. Yeah, I've got the Arrow one here.
Showcase that because I like those old school Arrow releases. Yeah.
Dawn of
yeah,
the
yeah,
Dead. These are my favorites, and they don't do these anymore. I wish they did, like with the little
No.
window covers.
I had a lot of those and sold them all except for Obsession's the only one I still have.
Check out the back of this too. It's a reversible.
Yeah, you
That's
can,
the one I used to
and
use,
even on the
yeah.
inside, I think you can flip it around and use
Like
different,
two more, I think. Yeah.
even more different artworks.
Let's
Nice,
open it up. I ain't opened
Let's
it
see
up.
what different covers you got there.
Oh,
Uncle
look
Bill.
at that. You can look inside there and then flip this shit right here. Hold on. Oh my god.
Nice. Those are sweet.
The version of Inferno that the Argento movie, I think that's the only Blu-ray you can get of Inferno. Was there ever one that came out in the U.S.? I don't think so.
Not that I know of.
Fuck. Did Blue Underground not do one?
I don't think so. I mean, maybe they did, but I never got it.
You know what? Maybe they did. They might have done one. Actually, I think I have it. Yeah.
I thought they did, yeah.
Yeah, Blue Underground has one. I have it. You're right.
Oh, well, fuck.
That's how he gets out of it. Well, fuck.
The Ultimate Edition from Anchor Bay back in the day, Second Sight Films, and Garrett showcases it right there in the corner, that big box set, which has got like a bell book in it and every cut of the movie you can think of, all in 4K, by the way.
Yeah.
It was definitely one of the more sought after releases that year, and probably one of the biggest, multi-region releases of all time back when it came out a couple years ago. So that brings us to the last of the original trilogy, Day of the Dead. George A. Romero's Day of the Dead.
Like I said, I don't have access to any of my DVDs, but that particular release has one of the best DVD releases of a single disc. Anyway,
It was,
But they had another DVD though, right? This was the second
Oh, yeah.
one. Yeah, they had a.
oh,
different-
there was a couple of them. Yeah,
This is this one. Wait, is this? Remember?
that's the one I'm. Oh shit!
it's fucking dry rotten.
Oh no.
What's happened? Garrett?
Oh shit.
What has happened?
You're going to have to order another one of them.
Well, I got this little thing.
Fudge.
That's the
The
rated G stuff.
Yeah.
Rated G Superstar shirts. On
No,
the
you know
labels.
what? This one right here. Some of these pieces just broke off in the middle.
That sucks.
Shoot, and go. Guess I got. Well,
Get you some
Guess I gotta
scotch
get
tape,
another
tape
one.
them in there.
Aw,
They had like
man.
a standard DVD that was like a little darker or something, right?
yeah.
Wasn't it like a brown cover
Brown.
with blue logo or something like that on it?
I swear to God,
Yeah.
I got that fucking DVD somewhere in there too. It's like trying to find anything in here.
But they did have a standard Day of the Dead DVD. I can't remember what it looked like, but it came out way earlier. So yeah, that was.
Come on.
And they had that arrow.
Find
one.
it, Uncle Bill, you motherfucker.
It's in here. Good shit.
I've got a good Day of the Dead one to show you guys, because we were talking about Horror Find 2004 a little bit earlier. I got this big bad boy signed
What you got?
at the Horror Find. And I'll showcase it while Uncle Bill's digging around his ass. And this one is another one from our good buddy Don May!
Shit.
Elite Entertainment. What year was this? I don't think 1998. And this was one that I got on a Laserdisc fire sale in like 2000 when they were just, I think this was $3 or something, brand new. But look at this artwork, man. Day of the Dead.
That's nice. Nice.
Signed by Romero and Tom Savini. And it's not a gatefold. For some reason, it's a 2-disc edition, but it's not a gatefold, which is weird. Mm-hmm. But it's got some sweet artwork on it. And this is how I watched Day of the Dead for years before I got a DVD copy of this. And I think this one goes for pretty decent money now. I think I looked on eBay at it not too long ago. And that's not even including autographs.
That fucking thing is great. I don't care what anybody says.
And if you didn't know, Uncle Bill, when you're done, what are you doing this weekend, UB? You should build just more rooms on the house.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
It's easy enough. Just go to Home Depot or whatever, grab some wood.
Because if there's one thing that I know I'm good at, it's carpentry. Studied many a year.
That's going to be a new shirt, Uncle Bill's Carpentry.
Let me knock his fucking wall out.
It'll say like Tool Time or whatever.
Uncle Bill can do his own show on YouTube for carpentry. It'll be like the new Yankee Workshop.
Yeah.
On PBS.
Like, what are you building here? Like, I'm building new movie rooms.
Here's how that would go down to. It'd be easy to knock the shit out. Then it'd just be like a gaping hole for like a year. I just have like a garbage bag over top of it. Yeah, I've knocked this wall out.
Yeah, no problem. Just build a couple extra rooms.
Somebody wanted me to build a room.
Like, what's going on? Just put an addition on.
You walk in there, I've got like cardboard around like where the wall was. I push it out like 6
Honestly,
feet.
I've seen people make shelving out of milk crates and they just stack them throughout the whole room and shit. I mean, it doesn't look the best, but you know.
I'd really like to have just at the top, like all the way around, just like a shelf.
Do you have space to do it? Like, is there a space up there?
Yeah, I mean, there's
That'd be
definitely
sick,
to do.
dude. You should do that, and for sure. If there's space up there to do it, you might as well. I mean, it's not hard just to get some shelf up, just to go all the way around.
You have a garbage bag over the hole. That's Eastern Kentucky, man. That's a quick fix. Garbage bag and duct tape. It fixes about anything.
That's right.
That's funny.
Wrap duct tape around the whole house. All the way around it.
That's sealed up pretty good, boss.
The kids talk to your kids. They're like, "Why is your house all taped up?" Oh, my dad's put an addition on for his movies.
Hey, yeah, he knocked the wall out because somebody on the internet told him to.
Net Stalker says Home Depot is your friend, man. Get some nice cedar wood and make you some shelves.
Okay. I couldn't even make the fucking birdhouse that you had to make in like shop.
That's the thing, like, you remember in FFA when we had to make a
yes, that's what I'm saying.
It was a toolbox is what I had to make, and I couldn't do it either.
Oh God,
I had issues.
it's just not my bag.
We got Les Claypool over here.
Oh God,
I don't know who he's talking to, but let's
it's not that.
let's continue on though. That is the physical media. Now there is a Blu-ray edition of Day of the Dead as well.
Uncle Bill's birdhouse was condemned. That's the best comment. Oh God. Oh. Yeah, pretty
That
much.
could be another shirt. It could say like, "I survived Uncle Bill's condemned birdhouse." Shirt.
He fucking the shop teacher just takes like a Sharpie and writes a big F on my birdhouse.
You should make like an Airbnb for Uncle Bill's condemned birdhouse.
Oh God.
But yeah, there's a Blu-ray. There's a couple of Blu-ray editions of Day of the Dead.
Oh.
Didn't
Where the fuck did I put any of that stuff?
Arrow had a Blu-ray of it out, right?
Yeah, same one Uncle Bill had. But the Dawn one, it was a day one that matched it.
And then the coup de grace when it comes to Day of the Dead, at least to this day, which I'm sure 4K will be coming at some point, was the Scream Factory release, which I think that you grabbed that one, didn't you, Garrett?
Yeah.
This is one of those movies that like I'm like so hesitant to be like, should I just sell this now or what? Because like at this point, I'm willing to probably sell my Texas Chainsaw 2 at this point if the special features are all ported over. But like, you got to work quick, man, because they're freaking Scream Factory's dumping all this 4K out like quick. And
I would about guarantee that all that stuff's going to be 4K within the next year.
I would love to see another studio get those movies, though.
but I think they probably will. Like I have a feeling someone else is going to get Day at this point, maybe Arrow. I just because that's what's happening. Like Texas Chainsaw 2, who would have thought Vinegar Syndrome would have it now? You know what I mean? Like it's just interesting to see. But yeah, this is the one edition. It's pretty sought after. It's got the slip. It's got that classic artwork there. I like that. First,
I always loved that poster. That was one poster that I never did get that I always wanted was the
same here.
yeah.
First
OG.
I got it, so fuck both y'all.
You
in
got
that-
fuck
it's it.
Hey,
Yeah.
Well, it's gonna be gone now after everybody knows where that storage center is.
that little cocksucker Uncle Bill's got the hey folks, he's got the Sleepaway Camp 2 poster as well. The
I've got that right over here somewhere.
Oh, it's not in the storage center. All the good stuff's at the house.
Oh, fuck.
Better
I couldn't
watch
get it
out.
out of there without like turning 16 different things over, but it's over there.
Day of the Dead, though, like we were saying earlier, that was one of those movies that, for the longest time, it was the bastard child of that trilogy, which is hilarious if you look at the movies that Romero made after. The zombie
Right.
movies especially.
That's true.
Day of the Dead was definitely like the makeup effects and stuff was at its peak when it comes to those zombie effects. That was the best gore in any of those Romero movies was in Day of the Dead.
You didn't
Yeah,
like the Gore and Diary of the Dead?
I don't even remember Diary of the Dead, thank
If
God.
Curly Jaws is in here, he's gonna tell you that's just the best one anyway, so it doesn't matter.
Cable 54 guy, I've also got the poster for Death Dream. And
Oh.
Grande, I can't sell that poster. That poster is like one of the fucking hardest posters in the world to find.
Brian in here says he has the Burning original up in his room. Yeah, that's a great poster too. The Burning one, so nice.
Pretty much the only huge one sheet that I definitely, and we should do a show about posters. I don't know how.
I would love.
Maybe
to,
we can
but
figure out a way to take photos or something and show them on here or whatever. I don't know.
You know, you really can't buy posters like that anymore. Like, I've tried to go on eBay and stuff like we used to do and, like, try to get some stuff. It's just, there's nothing on there for one thing. And the stuff that is on there, they've jacked the prices up so high. Like, you could never get that stuff now.
It's like Jaws was the big one that I never did get that I wanted. And it was within striking distance. I mean, it was something that it would have been high for me back in the day. But now it's just unattainable, really. You're paying over $1,000 for a Jaws poster now. It's in good condition, at least.
Yeah, my uncle just sold his actually for, I believe he sold it for $850 on eBay.
Jesus.
Yeah, that's a big chunk to eBay, too.
Did I sell
Fucker.
somebody my Sleepaway Camp 3 poster? I may have. No, I'm talking about Sleepaway Camp 2.
What the world has come to. But yeah, we're going to continue on here. This was kind of the home video history of Romero for the Dead trilogy. Maybe a good show to do down the line. We can do the entire Romero filmography. But most of his movies didn't receive hardly any release on home video, which is hilarious. Like some of those really obscure ones.
Yeah, it's just very interesting that these movies are so well loved. Dawn and Day are so hung up a lot of the times in getting all these releases. Like there was a long period of time where Dawn was getting a lot of releases, I felt like, but now it's like few and far between. And is it just have to do with a lot of the same stuff that's going on with the estates and stuff? Like what's the hold up here? Because there's a lot going on with Martin now as well, where that new edition's coming out, and now they're saying that they might not have that extra edition that we all wanted or something now.
I think the story is that whoever physically owns that copy is auctioning it off. So they're not interested in loaning it to a studio or whatever to put it on for everybody to watch. They're wanting to make some money, bulls. So it's weird. Like, they physically own it, but they don't have the rights to show it. So,
Sorry, I was just laughing. People still giving me shit about Dracula 3D.
well, they are remastering Dracula 3D and 4K. So Dirt
They
was,
probably are.
They really are. Yeah, all of Argento's movies is getting remastered in 4K.
So yeah, Brian said in here that Inferno's coming on a 4K soon. So I don't know if it's Arrow or I don't know if it's Blue Underground again.
See, I feel like with any of Argento stuff, you should get it in 4K because, like, it's all those movies are movies that could benefit from that upgrade. Just the way they're shot and the.
I
and
would
the
definitely rebuy Opera in 4K. That's one of my favorites.
I only have that thick Anchor Bay DVD. I don't even have a Blu-ray of that. Did it have one?
Yeah, it's like I think it's a Scorpion release, oddly enough. I don't know how the hell they got that. But
yeah, I would definitely jump on that.
So let's get into some other zombie flicks, Bulls. What do you guys want to talk about? You want to go first there, Uncle Bill?
Let's see. Do you just go mainstream or do you want to go, like, fucking...
Just pick one, pal.
Right off the top, this is the first one. I've got two of these, so if anybody wants one of these, let me know.
I'll take that.
Dude, people are gonna want that. That is very, very sought after, dude.
I got two of these with a slip cover.
To be honest with you, Uncle Bill, I would sell both of them, if you're not going to give me one of them, because that 100% that one is at some point in time that'll definitely be out, and that will drop like a motherfucker.
Yeah, it's that thing is going to come out in 4K very, very soon. The problem is that not a problem, but if you listen to my Child's Play stream, I kind of talk about my OCD. Like, if you want to kind of piggyback on that right now, I brought number 2 to the table as well. And the one thing I got to say is, even if I do upgrade to 4K, I like how these go together kind of like this. Like, I feel like it's very, like, similar. And to me, that is worth hanging on to this unless they do both of them. Woo!
Oh, shit. I forgot about that. I've got that somewhere, too.
That's signed by pretty much the whole cast, actually. Don Caff on the back there.
That's sick. But this is, like, iconic, this freaking artwork, too. Like, that's one of the first VHS tapes I saw in a store and was like, what is that and how can I watch it?
Yeah.
Dude, that was one of the one-sheet posters that we found in that dude's garage back in the day.
Dude, that's insane. Right. Who got it? Which one of you guys got it?
We both. There was multiple editions.
Yeah, two.
He had probably 10, I would say.
Yeah,
like of every poster.
We all got that one, and it was $10. $10.
We bought so much shit off. I wish we'd have bought more. Now I don't know what the hell we were like doing. We should have bought everything he had. But we didn't for whatever reason. But anyway, I feel like that people are really kind of split on that movie. Like, I didn't realize this until recently, but there's a contingency of people that don't like Return of the Living Dead.
Well, they're fucking dumb.
They think it's too, like, corny, hokey, whatever you want to call it.
You know, I do think that it's a product of its time, kind of, too. So if you didn't really grow up around that time and watch it, I mean, I still don't see how you wouldn't enjoy it, though. I showed it to Sarah, and she liked it. I mean, it's a fun movie, though. But I think some of it may have to do with the nostalgia, but I've always loved that movie.
Yeah, I think it's just a combination of, like, everything great about the 80s. Like, loud metal and punk music, like, mixed with gratuitous nudity and violence. And it's actually a really well-acted movie, too. I mean,
Brian Goes Blue. That was one of those they did an extra slip for, right? Do you have the extra slip, Garrett?
I sold mine. It was purple, but I do have the 2 posters up on eBay right now as a bundle. Yeah. It was like a purple slip.
It was a zombie movie we needed at the time.
Are there really people paying $500 on eBay for the Scream Factory Leviathan?
If that's the case, I'll sell my Leviathan from Scream right now.
That movie's not even that good.
No, it's not. And I mean, at that point, I'll just pay $14.99 from Kino when it comes out on their sale drop, and I'll even, I'll sell this thing for $100. I'd sell Leviathan.
My Killer Podcast is in the house. What's going on?
What's up, Mel?
Howdy.
Gus.
Brian said, was that my eBay listing? Probably. It's both posters. Yeah, probably.
Gus is in the house as well, fighting Tyler 14. Some new people popping in. Over 100 people in here. So definitely, if you're watching and enjoying, give us a thumbs up.
Hit that button, do that shit.
Subscribe to both channels, born2berad.com, deadpit.com, or deadpit, born2berad on YouTube, whatever's easier for you to click that subscribe button, because we always doing stuff separately too.
Yeah. And if anybody wants Leviathan,
He's talking Leviathan. Pretty heavy.
Yeah, say you'll cut him a deal tonight, only $450. Shit.
I'll do it.
Yeah.
I'd do it for 80, probably. I'd do it for 80.
But
Let
y'all
me
want to
look
see
on
something?
eBay.
Y'all want to see something killer though?
Sure.
This is some sort of fucking limited edition German Return of the Living Dead 3.
That's good, man. I think I have one.
Look
of
at
those.
that. Look at
It's got her boobies hanging out on
It's a
it.
nice one. That's different, man.
That's
I
why
just have this one.
I need to move to Germany.
I've got that one too. This is such a bizarre. I don't know where the hell I got this at, but
That's shameful right there if we've only got 6 likes, boy. That's bullshit.
fuck y'all.
Well, if you guys only have 6 likes, I probably only have 3. So go like this stream if you're in the chat, will ya?
We probably
But
only have
guess what?
6 likes combined.
This one is region free. Why is it region code free? I don't fucking know.
Woo.
It'll be a mystery. Yeah, that's
Anyway,
a good one.
That's all. I think it's an awesome movie. Really. Like, it's really underrated, too. I mean, people talk about it more now, but, like, it really never, ever got talked about for a long time.
You're right.
All right, so let's go on, though. Return of the Living Dead, I think the original trilogy, you can't go wrong with any of those.
Right.
Return of the Living Dead 2, I've talked about a million times. That was one of the early movies I got to see in a theater as a kid because they didn't give a fuck at the Strand. If you had the money, come on in, honey. Come on.
You got the money, we got the time. That was our motto.
You got the money, you can see whatever the fuck you want to, kid.
We got porn.
The who wants to go for next though? You want to go, Garrett?
Let's see what I got. You know what? I brought. I'll take something different. Night of the Creeps, baby.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And you got the other slip.
Yeah, I haven't even opened it.
I got both slips.
I sold the one he's got. But yeah, this movie, man, is so good, and it just, for me, I didn't see this until later on. This was like a hard to come by movie for a long time. I don't know if you remember back in the DVD day where like it was always on everybody's like want list of movies to come out on that format. And I ended up getting like a real HD like DVD bootleg of it at a convention, and just totally fell in love with it. And you know, then I had to get the movie poster, and then I met the cast, had them sign it all. Like I have a signed cast one sheet. And, man, I absolutely love Night of the Creeps, and I think if you guys haven't seen it, it's just one of those movies that I think blends comedy and horror really well. And I just knew I had to bring it on this list tonight.
I gotta say too, like people probably now don't realize how much that fans wanted those two movies, Monster Squad and Night of the Creeps, to come out. Like, there was like a huge online petition for both those movies, and like for a long time there was nothing DVD wise or anything for either one of those movies. And now there's a bunch of different stuff, but those to me are like two of the best movies to come out of that time period, really.
They kind of touch on it in the Monster Squad documentary, which is pretty killer. But like Monster Squad and Night of the Creeps, for the longest time, nobody knew about those movies.
Yeah.
You know, both of them in particular. So, you know, that was one of those two movies in the DVD era that kind of got their name out there even more.
It's got one of the best performances too by anybody in a horror film, by far, which is
Talking
Tom
about
Atkins. Yeah,
Thrill me.
I mean everything he says in that movie is golden. Like really, every line of dialogue he has is great.
Like No, Bullwinkle Moose. What is going on with you guys tonight? Everybody's just
So
bouncing
he
out.
he just fucking took off. He had to go shit or something, I guarantee it.
No, Bozo the Clown.
Bozo the Clown, yeah.
Yeah, so if you guys
90
haven't seen Night of the Creeps, you gotta find this. You gotta watch it. And again, this is one of those ones where every time I'm showing a Scream Factory, I'm like, oh, they're gonna make me buy the 4K in like 6 months. Like that's the point I'm at right now, where I'm looking. I'm like, which ones would I upgrade, and which ones am I not gonna upgrade at this point?
It does really make you think, though. Like, what was... I mean, I'm fairly certain some of these bigger, like Return of the Living Dead, like, they'll have that in a 4K. It's got to be soon. Within the next year, I would about guarantee.
And because the thing with that is, too, is there's so many different versions, right? They could do something with that where, like, you know, isn't there, like, different scores that they could have if they do 2 different versions with 2 different scores and all that other stuff? And the same thing, like, they could honestly come up with a box and have 1 and 2 in there, and I think that would be pretty killer.
What the fuck?
I see old Curly Jaws. I have all the Return of the Living Dead movies, so I've seen
Right.
Race to the Grave many years ago. I've seen that other
Shut your
Necropolis
ass.
or whatever. I've seen that. I got all those, man.
Those are coming from Vinegar Syndrome in 4K soon.
Screaming
No
like
doubt.
banshees.
Screaming like a banshees.
We're gonna go through these. I mean, this one right here is one that I want to revisit, but I kind of want to wait until the 4K remaster comes out because I hear that it's done, but I don't know who's coming out with it.
What you got?
Boys, one of the goriest fright films of all time, according to Phantom of the Movies.
I know what you're gonna get.
Dead Arrive.
Never look at custard the same way ever again.
That was on my list too, man. That was on my list, and I had the
kick
Blu-ray,
ass for
and
the Lord.
I sold that Blu-ray for big
you?
money, guys. Oh, he's got it.
I didn't sell it.
Dude.
I held on to everything.
I sold that for I sold it for $100. But
Listen, Garrett, you're turning your back on Peter Jackson.
well, you know
Can't
what it
do
was
it.
is I thought like for the fact that went out of print so fast, and then Scream Factory was like kind of like really doing their thing. I was like, dude, that thing is gonna get released anytime. And again, it was one of those ones where I jumped the shark and then had to obviously wait forever. But yeah, I had the DVD too, so a great movie, and I think that I'm excited to get a new edition of that thing. So
I watched that movie, I don't know,
Lido.
about like 100 times as a kid. Like, that movie is just so amazing.
I think it was one of those movies too that was on IFC a lot. I think I remember seeing it on there quite a bit, and that may be when I first saw it. Actually, I don't remember seeing it as a kid. It was probably when I was 17, 18, 19 years old. But the funny thing about this, and that Blu-ray in particular, that was in Walmart.
yep.
I remember
I got it.
distinctly
It was.
seeing that Dead Alive Blu-ray in Walmart.
Yep.
And just think of the shit that's in this movie, and this was at Walmart. But this is my favorite Peter Jackson horror movie by far.
Hey, Noah, what was his name? What was fucking Peter Jackson's character's name in Bad Taste? That's going to drive me
Oh, I
crazy.
don't know. Bad Taste is interesting though. It's been a long time since I've seen that, but I always thought I kind of liked it.
I love that movie too. It was. I think I saw that one before I saw Dead Alive, and like didn't really know what to make out of it because it's so
Now it's
goofy
only
and
it only has that DVD, right? It had a nice DVD too, I think. Like I have
Yeah,
a
I've
DVD.
got
It's
it.
Yeah.
pretty packaged nice, but that's all that thing hasn't had an upgrade since then.
Derek.
Well,
That's his name. Yeah.
that's another one that's he remastered Bad Taste, Dead Alive, and Meet the Feebles. Those were all remastered. So
I remember I was hunting for Meet the Feebles for so long on DVD because it was like valuable at the time, and finally I found it. But what a movie that is!
the thing about Bad Taste is though, is it's very cheaply made, wasn't it? On like 16 millimeter or something like that.
I mean, it looks like shit, and it not that the DVD does. It's just that the movie itself looks like shit. Like I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't feel like it had
Yeah.
any kind of budget.
Peter Jackson though, like I remember when the Lord of the Rings and all that stuff was coming out, and I was like, how in the fuck did he get that job? I know he did a few mainstream, like The Frighteners, which was kind of a failure.
Yeah,
It didn't really make that much money. And then he did, what was the movie he did with like Kate Winslet? And like that was kind of a murder type action movie or something like that. Beautiful Creatures or something like that. Wasn't that the name of it?
Oh,
do that.
yeah. Yes.
Yeah, it's a pretty good movie, but not really. I mean, I was just. But then the Lord of the Rings, like I can't imagine anybody else making those movies. Just the attention to detail for those movies.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you can tell though, even in like Dead Alive, that the guy is like a genius when it comes to just the way that he films things, the editing and all that, and the cinematography. Like, some of those shots, still to this day, like you watch it and like, I don't understand how he did some of the stuff that he did. And with that special effects house, what is it called? Like Weta or Veda or something like that?
Weta,
yeah, something. I mean,
gonna get wet,
Weta.
gonna get wet.
Weta, bitch. Yeah, so there's all that.
But you can't go wrong. You can't go wrong with Dead Alive.
No.
Hopefully, we'll get a 4K of this one coming out soon. So if you haven't seen it, I'm sure you can probably track it down online to watch it.
What are they gonna say when Uncle Bill's working on that addition on his house? They're gonna walk in and say, "This place is infested with vermin."
That's right. Wow. You know what the special features are on this Blu-ray, by the way? A trailer. And that's
Spanish
it.
subtitles.
There's nothing else. A trailer. So they really.
All right,
didn't
UB,
do-
it's on you. What's your next pick of something we haven't talked about yet?
I know for a fact that he's sitting over there with this waiting, so I'm just going to go ahead and pull this out. If he's got it already, I think he's got it.
Oh. Yeah, I have the old copy of that though.
You have to admit that.
Oh, the old
Yes.
Blue Underground.
This is what I love about Don May too. It's not enough to have like a slip cover. He puts like packaging over the slip cover, and the steelbook has packaging and shit on it too.
Yeah.
Well, what we're talking about is, and I still like to call it "Let Sleeping Corpses Lie."
Yeah.
That's what I always knew the movie as. But since that release, it's been The Living Dead at Manchester Morgue from what was 1972, 1973.
74, I think. Was it 74? Fuck. Now you got me.
It's a great one.
1974. You got it, dude.
Very underrated. I feel like
Yeah.
the visuals are awesome. I feel like he does such a great. The tone of the movie is really good. I've been a big fan of this since what I have like that Let Sleeping Corpses Lie, and that the first time I ever was introduced to this movie was that tin, that big tin. I was like, oh, this movie must be awesome if it's getting a treatment like this. So I bought it and fell in love with it. And then I remember my uncle being like, oh no, that's called Manchester Morgue. And when Blue Underground released that DVD of Manchester Morgue, I bought that one because I think it was like a double disc type thing. And then they got the blue, and I was really excited when it got this treatment here, for sure. And I'm sure we'll probably get an upgrade of this, but I think this thing looks fantastic.
I mean, and this is kind of like the way I look at it too. Like, you had Night of the Living Dead, and then to me, like, Living Dead, the Manchester Morgue was like a stepping stone between that and Dawn of the Dead. So even the zombies and things in this movie look a little bit more like what you would see like later on, and what they do and the gore and stuff is a little bit more like what you would see later on too. So it's like the perfect kind of midpoint for like what that was going to turn into later on.
And it's a British, like a gothic type looking movie. Like visually, it looks really cool. They kind of explain how the zombies become zombies in this. It's some sort of like, wasn't it some sort of pesticide or something
yeah,
right there?
Yeah, it's an environmental kind of like contagion. That was the whole, I guess, whatever message
And,
of the movie.
The look of the zombies in this is really cool, I think.
Very cool.
So, yeah, this is one that really shocked the hell out of me back in the day. Early days of Anchor Bay, for me at least. This was one of those blind buys that just like, I was like, holy shit, this is killer. So if you have not seen Living Dead at Manchester Morgue, Let Sleeping Corpses Lie, whatever you want to call it, that's definitely, I think we all highly recommend that one. And Synapse may be doing a 4K at some point. They're doing a standard Blu-ray release that's coming out here in a week or two, I think. which the version you all had, they weren't planning at the time to do the basic version, but it's out. It's coming out now.
Brian Johnson once said, "Money talks."
Come on. Yeah. All right, so when I was making my list, obviously there was a lot of movies that I liked, but I was trying to grab ones that I loved. So this one here, I wasn't sure if this was going to fit the list, and I'm reading the back of it, and it says, the friends turn into zombies. So I'm like, okay, I'm counting it. And I know you guys are a big fan of this one, too. Prince of Darkness.
Yeah.
Love it. It's super underrated. We've talked about this on our times, and, the tone of this is great. I think this is just, it's so good, but it's not one that I still think people talk enough about. And how great it is, and the score is fantastic. And this is the 4K from Scream, but yeah, I wasn't sure if this was going to fit in the thing, but it did say that it says it on the back. I'm trying to think where it says, the liquid turns their coworkers into zombies. So, cool movie, and I know you guys are big fans of this one as well. And I've talked about this before. What I liked about this the first time I saw it was that score that basically plays subtly from for the first 15 minutes of the movie.
Pretty
when
much
they go
non-stop,
boom, 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 and they're going through the college and the kids are in class and stuff, and you still hear it subtly in the background. I'm like, man, what a cool way to build up the movie, and I just thought that was just brilliant. And big fan of Prince of Darkness, and if you guys haven't seen that, I recommend it highly.
I mean, there's a it may be included on that disc, I don't know, but it's on YouTube, where it's just John Carpenter talking about the final scene in that movie and how he shot it, and it's probably about 15 minutes or something like that of him just talking about the scene that I'm talking about, where the hand that goes in not the final scene, not the shit where it goes back
in the liquid
time.
Or whatever there.
Yeah, where it goes in the liquid.
Didn't they have to flip it or something, or?
Just to hear him talk about that and how he filmed it, I'm like, Jesus, and why he filmed it the way that he did, I'm like, that guy's a genius. I mean, he just is. In terms of filmmaking, if somebody can think that far ahead about all these different steps, to get to this shot and everything.
What year was Prince of Darkness? Is that 87?
It's 87 or 88, yeah.
87.
So yeah, he did, and then They Live was 88, and then that was pretty much for the classic Carpenter formula. That was it. I don't know what happened. Was it? Do you guys blame Starman or?
I actually like Starman, so I
don't mind Starman either. To be honest with you, I don't mind it. I know a lot of people give it a lot of shit. I know
I think that he was worried about getting typecast. That was the thing, and he wanted to try to do something different.
There's a problem though. Every time he did something different, he shit the bed. He did Memoirs of an Invisible Man with Chevy Chase. He did, Starman. He did, what was the other one that was fucking god awful too? I mean, every time he tried to, they gave him enough rope to hang himself. I guess he stepped outside the box too much.
But the Prince of Darkness though is mood, it's all mood. That movie is, and I always love, and I'm glad that. Well, Scream Factory's doing this with all their 4Ks, aside from the Child's Play one, which we'll talk about in a little bit. They're doing the original artwork there, and I always love that original artwork too. It's kind of abstract, but it's kind of got a creep factor to it as well. So
yeah, I totally agree on that as well, and I think somebody asked in here if it's worth a 4K. I told you I'm definitely not playing this upgrade everything from Scream Factory game. I'm not even close. I've collected way too much from them to do all this again. So, but there are a select few that I think I would upgrade, and Prince of Darkness no doubt was one. I just feel like the way it looks, I just feel like I'll take the best version I can of this movie because everything just pops really well. And to me, it was worth an upgrade just based on the fact of the tone and setting of this movie. I thought would look great and enhanced as much as possible.
Cool. So, this was mentioned earlier, and I don't know if you guys would think that. I kind of think this is kind of a zombie movie. Me and Uncle Bill reviewed this a couple years ago, and oddly enough, this is readily available at Walmart as well, as fucking nutty as that is. And that's David Cronenberg's
Shivers.
Shiver me timbers.
They came from within.
And this was one of those movies early, me and Uncle Bill just out of high school brought the VHS of, the original title. What'd you say it was? It came from within? Or?
They came from within.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember watching that and just falling in love with it. It's very similar to, in my opinion, just technically to Dawn of the Dead. Like it looks like it was. You could watch those movies almost back to back. It looks like it was almost made by the same person, but got a lot of creepy shit in it, and it's kind of. I think it may be the original Parasite type slug type movie. There,
so many great ones came afterwards, including Night of the Creeps and Slither. I think that's
yeah, exactly.
But yeah, this one is definitely might be one of my favorite Cronenberg movies. Actually, it's one of his very early ones. It's Canadian. It was funded by the government. Was one of the funny things about it. Like they had some sort of film incentive thing early on.
That's right.
And they pretty much paid for this movie.
And then they were like, "Oh God,
what did we do?"
Though he's got a new movie coming out, and something that gives me hope about that movie is they just recently screened it for the first time at the Cannes Film Festival, and a bunch of people walked out. So I think it's going to be great. That's a really good sign because it disturbed a lot of people.
But yeah, the plot of this one too is they're coming up with these parasites to help heal people's illnesses, like if they've got a bad liver or whatever. These little leech things suck I don't know how it works, but it doesn't work as planned, and it causes these people to turn into mindless, sex-driven zombies. Yeah!
It's a good film though, and it's his earliest film, but still yet you can tell he really knew what he was doing. And then somebody mentioned Rabid too. I mean, I guess technically Rabid is an infected people movie, but I mean, if we're saying 28 Days Later might as well say that is too. And Rabid is one of my favorite overall movies, and so is from him too, and The Brood as well.
Did Criterion come out? Did they have a Rabid that came out? Or I know they did a few Cronenberg movies. Videodrome.
Scream Factory did Rabid,
yeah.
And Brood was Criterion.
Oh, okay. But yeah, if you haven't seen Shivers, you can get that for real cheap. Go
$7.50.
By God.
Oh yeah. All right, what you got over there, UB?
Well,
what's next on your
list? You all know
list?
this one is coming too. So just imagine for a second, a dark and eerie town, and then a priest chucks a rope over a tree, and all of a sudden the bass kicks in, boom, boom. Yeah, come on!
I had that on my list too, Uncle Bill.
I only have the Blu-ray of that on.
Listen,
What is that? The Blu-ray from? What do I have? I have Blue
This is the Arrow Blu-ray, yeah.
All right, I have Blue Underground.
And it's 18.
Only
for
true
strong
ballers
gory.
and shot callers have this.
You guys outdid me on that one.
There is, there's no better. I think we've talked about this a million times, but there's no better Fulci movie than City of the Living Dead, in my opinion. There's definitely no creepier Fulci movie.
Yeah, I mean, when I was grabbing some stuff off the shelf back there, I was like, I love Fulci, but obviously,
Hey, authentic Italian gold. Oh, yeah. We're going to twist it tonight.
but I just
Mop it, son of a bitch.
I just wanted to pick one Fulci movie because he has like two or three that you could easily that could easily be on this list. But yeah, the City of Living Dead, Gates of Hell would be the one, my one favorite one, I would say.
Yeah, I picked one because you could theoretically pick Zombie or The Beyond or any of those, but that's the one that I immediately think of when I think of the Fulci trilogy.
Now, did you guys get that? I don't know who was a Scorpion that did the Gates of Hell. Did you guys get that?
Yes, Yes.
Now, what's the difference? Because again, I have the Blue Underground one. There's an Arrow one, and there's a Gates of Hell Scorpion. What's the big differences between
I
the
think
three?
I got that in here over here somewhere. I'm not gonna try to find it. I'll never fucking get that.
Yeah, I don't know.
But
I was just curious because I didn't buy that Gates of Hell one with the slip. It looked cool, but I was like, what am I getting versus my Blue Underground one?
I'm not sure transfer wise. Like it says it's a new 4K transfer. I'm pretty sure.
it does. Like it's supposed to be a new 4K restoration. I wish I could fucking just grab it, but it's buried in one of these drawers somewhere. But Scorpion to me, like everything I've seen from them, it always looks really, really good. So I'm assuming that I haven't watched the Arrow version yet, but I'm assuming that that's probably about as best as it can look.
Yeah.
I want y'all to pound that bell notification hard.
Pound it.
I want more likes on my end than them. Ready, go.
Do it.
Hey, as long as you like it and subscribe, bulls, everybody's happy.
Ring a bell and put a bunch of shit on there.
I want you to rape that bell.
Every time I hear Wes say, give us a thumbs up, I always hear you be in the background saying, up your butt. That's what it automatically happens.
Because that ending seemed like a million times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Give that a thumbs up.
Up your butt.
Why is this guy asking me if I work at Walmart? Why? What are you getting? Where are we getting this from? No.
What about Garrett would make you think that he works at Walmart?
These aren't fake teeth, pal.
Someone said that Garrett works at Walmart.
I know. What's going on?
He
Someone
does.
said that? Who said that?
Someone.
I wonder who is that someone. All right, so I might as well keep on the Fulchi, and let's just go. Let's just get some zombie in here.
Yeah.
Still only 6 likes.
That's a bunch of fucking bullshit.
Look at, and I only
I'm
have the
start
Blu-ray.
cussing at people.
I only have the Blu-ray. This has a 4K, right?
Yep.
Yes.
And a
I didn't-
4K
I didn't-
remaster Blu-ray.
I didn't upgrade it. This is like the original Blu-ray from Blue Underground.
I swear to God, though, somebody was talking about like something with the 4K or something with the color correction or something like that. But the one that I watched, maybe it's on like certain TVs that does that. That would be one of the only movies I would highly recommend somebody upgrade to 4K, just because the 4K of that movie is insane.
I remember the Blu-ray, that Blue Underground. It was like shocking how good it looked. I was like,
Yeah.
what in the hell happened here? But yeah, I guess it was just the way it was. I mean, it was filmed primarily outside. That natural lighting, bulls.
Oh, and I do have a slip for this too. If anybody's like, why does he have the slip? I do have a slip for that.
Zombie is
It's in a box.
That's
I like that.
That's the first Fulci movie I ever saw. I'm thinking it was like really, really young and really, really like impressionable at the time that I saw it. And I mean, I think it still holds up to this day, especially some of the scenes like with the eyeballs. That guy just did not fucking care.
Look, pal.
Say, let's get something straight here.
Let's talk about something, baby. I do not have a Dolby Atmos system. I do need to. I've been looking at it, upgrading mainly, but that shit can be very expensive. The leader of the North Florida Mafia, I asked him what kind of sound system he had, and I could buy a good used car for what he paid for his fucking sound system. So
He bought my car and the sound system. He doesn't care. He's killing it over there. Yeah, no, I don't either. I have it's nothing great down here. Good surround sound and stuff, but nah, got nothing.
I have a Samsung soundbar with a subwoofer, baby.
I got a couple Dixie cups on my TV speakers. That's my sound system.
Listen, I don't even have a subwoofer down here. I've got
You don't have a subwoofer, buddy. What the fuck are you doing?
Got it. Nothing. Walmart doesn't pay me enough. No.
Walmart's cutting back.
Yeah, they're not paying me enough over there. No, I got like ceiling speakers and stuff in here, but no sub.
Net Stalker's asking if we have OLED TVs. I have a Samsung TV, pal.
I got I got the LG, Owen.
I've never heard of OLED before.
Yeah, I mean that's the most expensive TVs you can buy, like the fucking $10,000 ones.
That's the ones at Best Buy for like $8,000, $9,000.
No, I don't have I had a good sound system in the car, but that car is now at Pop's Movie Dungeons garage.
So check him out.
I would be
bother him
down
about it.
to upgrade like the sound system if it was like $1,000 and less. I don't think that I could pay $3,800 or whatever the hell the mafia leader paid for a sound system. No. I can't
You know what
do
it is too? I always like get nervous that if I have like the woofer and all that stuff, I'm like, I'd hate to like be blasting movies and all of a sudden like shit falling off the shelves. I'm picking up Jason masks off the ground. I'm like, I'd rather just not deal with any of that. So
It could happen, yeah.
that's one of the reasons I haven't gone down that route. Is I'm just like, I don't want like things rattling the walls. I got too much things hanging and displayed and balancing, and I don't know. To me, it's not that big of a deal.
So, yeah, we're going to continue on here. Whose turn is it? What are we talking about?
It's yours. Your turn, bud.
Who, me?
Yeah.
Wayne looked around. He's like, well, fuck.
What have I got left here, boys?
Come on.
We might as well talk about it, boys, because I only have one of these movies. We can talk about the other ones, because Uncle Bill, I know he likes the sequel. But to me, the original is where it's at. We're talking about Sam Raimi, baby. The Evil Dead.
Whoa. See, I wasn't going to do Evil Dead because I thought that
I-
was demonic possession fucking movie.
I
I
asked him too when we started. I'm like, are we doing? Is Evil Dead going to be allowed in this?
Look.
So I just grabbed it.
I mean, I guess they're zombies. They become zombies at some
Yeah.
point or another.
They're uncontrollable flesh eaters. So Evil Dead, though, it's been a while since I've seen Evil Dead, but that was one of those movies there for many, many years. I watched it 2 or 3 times a year. And it's the only one, like I like the second one. The second one's fun. But the original just has a bizarre mood to it throughout the entire movie. It's kind of hard to explain, really, but I
It's
don't know
actually
if it's
scary.
yeah, I mean it is kind of scary, and I like the stop motion effects and stuff like that in it as well. There's a scene where a girl gets raped by a damn tree. I mean, where have you seen that at before? I mean, this was 1980. What year was this? 1982? 1980.
Was it 82? I don't know. All these things are running together in my fucking head anymore.
The Evil Dead was another one now. We've talked about this throughout the night. That was not an easy film to find years and years ago. Like, it's crazy you can go in Walmart and get the 4K, which is where I got this one at.
We'll be talking bad about that place.
Walmart, boys.
Don't act like you don't fucking go there all the time. I don't wanna hear
That's
it.
all. That's the only place.
Oh,
we can go.
I shop there all the time. Yeah, of course.
Walmart's the place to be.
I don't
If you
work
want to
there,
get the
but I
best
shop.
prices. I mean,
Cool.
I don't know who would shop.
We know
for
you secretly work there. Net Stalker fucking heard it from someone.
Someone. I'm gonna.
Someone
Who is that?
told.
Someone.
He's a stock boy, boys.
Who is that? Someone.
But yeah, back in the day though, Evil Dead was not an easy film to find at all. VHS stores here in Eastern Kentucky did not have copies of it. So, but yeah, I remember like the old Anchor Bay editions. I think this is one that whenever the new Evil Dead comes out, we will definitely do a history of on home video for all the Evil Dead movies. Even the remake. I kind of like the remake too. Oddly enough,
Bro.
it's one of the very rare.
Yep.
This remake is so good. Love
You know
it.
what's funny though is Dana fucking hates that movie. I mean, her
what,
whole
the
gimmick.
remake or the-
Yes, the remake. Her whole gimmick is like she's an Evil Dead chick, right? She loves the Evil Dead movies, and she hates the Evil Dead remake. And I cannot, for the fucking life of me, understand.
We got
Why
a
that
fucking
is.
celebrity in here, boys. Rob your balls.
Rob your balls.
He's got like a thing, a bag. We get the
God,
best people
that's
in here. We get the
fucking-
best
Rob
people in
Jubal.
here. UB, he wants to know. Nestalk is the man. I hope he's subscribed in here. He wants to know if Dana's your wife.
Yeah, yeah, she sure is. We got a long distance relationship. She's in Louisville, and I'm in Eastern Kentucky.
Louisville. But what in the hell were we even talking about?
You just got done talking about Evil Dead.
Yeah, definitely one of the best zombie films of all time. I know you guys, Uncle Bill in particular, loves Part 2. I like Part 2 as well. It's essentially the same fucking movie. There's just, it's got more of a budget and there's a little bit more comedy in it.
Yeah, I like them all. So I'm a big fan of the whole franchise.
Gun to your head, Garrett. You got to pick one of them. Which one are you picking?
Oh, which one? If I have to pick one, probably 2.
God damn you.
See, I'm kind of that way too. Like, for the longest time, I would have picked the original, right? Because it has like a more realistic, sinister kind of tone to it. But the more well-made film is 2. There's no doubt about that at all.
And I saw 2 first as well, so I think that holds a different spot for me. Is that was the first one I saw. I can actually tell you funny. I don't know if I ever talked about this on the show, but so I had the VHS of Part 2 and absolutely loved it. My brother loved it, and he was like, "I'm going to bring it to my friend's house." And he was probably in middle school or something when he did that. And they were watching it, and the kid's mother saw it, so she grabbed it and like smashed it in a million pieces. So my brother came home.
That's right.
So my brother came home and he's like, so his mom saw it and smashed it in a million pieces, and I'm like, what? I was like so mad. I was like a teenager. And then I guess the kid's mother, the kid whose house he went to, was like complaining so bad to his mom that she did that she ended up getting me the Evil Dead VHS tape to apologize and give it back to me, and it was the original one. So I had Part 2, she smashed it, bought the original one somehow, and then gave it back to me, and the kid brought it, he's like, "I'm sorry," and gave it back to me, and I'm like, this ain't even the right one. And then that was the first time I saw the first one.
Yeah, it's the same.
VHS, and I didn't have the second one anymore.
Was it the Anchor Bay VHS?
It was the one that it was like, I think it was brown kind of, and it had like a cartoon girl on it. It was a distinctive picture that we've seen, but it's not like the main ones that we're getting now. It was actually something I've never seen, I think, since that VHS tape.
So yeah, the first time I saw
it
the first movie was on an Anchor Bay VHS tape. Like
I'll
Anchor Bay came out with the VHSs before the DVDs. So, and we've talked about this a million times, but yeah. As growing up, the Evil Dead VHS tape, I think it was Thorn EMI or HBO or whatever they were called then. They had a version out, but none of our stores had it. So I don't know what the deal was with it, but I didn't see it until I was 17, 18 years old.
It was Anchor Bay. It's got a girl on the front that's her head's being held by a skeleton. It's like
I knew that was the one you were talking about. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's more of like a cartoon kind of thing.
Yes. That's the one she bought me instead of the Part 2 that I had. And I think the Part 2 I had was just the skeleton head.
Some new people in here give them a shout out. Ragnar 666. We got Sub-Zero. He gonna free some people tonight. Matt, and there's a few more in here. I'm probably missing you guys, but tons of people. We've got almost 130 people watching.
And you know what else I want to say to the chat really quick is that, thumbs up if you guys haven't, but and subscribe to our channels if you haven't, if you're liking what you hear. But thank you guys for popping in, because honestly, and I kind of apologize that, we've got a lot to discuss tonight, so maybe we haven't been like going through all the chat stuff, but I'm seeing what you guys are saying. And I just want to say, I see a lot of new names tonight. Do you guys feel the same way?
Yeah.
So I definitely appreciate you guys popping in, because this is not a lot of the same people that we're getting, a lot of new people stopping in. So I don't know if you're new to my channel, new to DeadPit's channel, but hopefully you guys are entertained, and make sure you're subbing to both channels.
I've seen Zombie 3 come up here a couple of times. I don't know if somebody's just joking or what, but there you go.
I'm pretty sure that guy has to be a troll, because he said Evil Dead 2 was boring. I'm like, I've never ever heard anybody say that.
Oh, Netstalker must have a killer thing. He was born in the 60s?
Damn.
Wow. So no wonder why he can build additions on the house and stuff. Man, why are you drinking C4? You were born in the '60s, and you know what's going on. All right,
Yeah,
here's the deal, right?
it's fucking.
I woke up this morning at 3:30.
He's gonna lay it out to you.
Yeah, so on Tuesday mornings, I wake up at 3:30 every Tuesday. So for us to do shows right now, I have to do this. You know what, though? I'm not going to be up. I'll be in bed as soon as we're done. This doesn't keep me up. It just keeps me kind of like going, so that's why I'm doing it.
I mean, I'm just so excited that tomorrow's the first of the month in Eastern Kentucky. And I think I might stay up all night to try to prolong the fucking torture that I'm going to go through tomorrow.
Hey, can you help me?
I need to pay my bill.
I don't know where I'm at. I just took a bunch of meth. I'm trying to pay his fucking bill.
So he's asking me.
Peach drink, though, if somebody was wondering there.
Now he's asking why I'm getting up early. I work early on Tuesdays, so I'm a fitness coach, personal trainer. So Tuesdays I have early clients and early classes and stuff. So every Tuesday I have to be up real early for those 5 a.m.ers that are coming to see me on Tuesdays.
Buddy, Walmart's really expanded their services.
It's like, get up early and train these people, and then do a fitness class outside and get your ass in here.
You know what that reminds me of, though? Do you remember that fucking movie Gung Ho?
Oh, God, yeah.
The 80s movie about, like, had Michael Keaton in it, and they were, like, the Japanese took over this car plant, and they had them all, like, getting up at, like, 5 o'clock in the morning doing jumping jacks and shit outside.
Dude, that was me this morning. I was doing jumping jacks at 5 a.m. this morning.
That's right.
People. Yeah, I was.
Gung Ho. Now, I don't know if you guys, there's probably 4 or 5 movies that take me back to when I was a kid, and it was a sick day from school, and Gung Ho was one of those goddamn movies on TV.
Gung Ho's a classic.
Gung Ho, Ferris Bueller's Day Off was another one.
Yep.
Yeah, but that's what I think of instantly. It's just so weird. But who's next, baby?
UB.
Yeah. So somebody mentioned Reanimator, but like I was saying earlier, I didn't know how far we were getting into. I'm not picking Reanimator. Don't put it up yet.
Oh, I thought you were gonna pick it.
I'm just saying.
Somebody
mentioned it, but I didn't consider it is a zombie movie though. If you think about it, because they come back to life. But whatever. I'm picking Shaun of the Dead.
Nice.
Shaun of the Dead.
Yeah,
because
go ahead.
I mean, when we first saw this movie, I'm going to be honest with you, we saw it in the theater. I didn't like it. I don't know what I was expecting it to be like, but really nothing you can expect it to be like the first time you see it is what it's going to be like. It's like a really good comedy and a really good horror film, and I don't know. It's just you can't really be prepared for it. You have to watch it like over and over and over again to get the humor and the nuance and all the other stuff that goes on with it. But it's on the top of my list now for sure.
That's a Mondo Steelbook edition, Uncle Bill. That's probably worth a lot of money.
It is. I don't think it's worth that much money.
Well, it's really the film that kick-started Edgar Wright's career too, right?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, before this, I think he did a movie before this. He's done
a TV show, I think.
TV show, yeah.
Yeah.
But, I mean, everything about this movie I loved after I watched it more and more, all the references to other Romero films that are in it. There's musical cues from Dawn of the Dead in it. There's They're Coming to Get You, Barbara. There's all that stuff is in it from Night of the Living Dead. I mean, it's great.
I think it was one of the products of around the early to mid 2000s. There was a lot of stuff that got a theatrical run just due to the success of that Dawn of the Dead remake, and that was one of them.
Yeah.
That movie made a shit ton of money, so that allowed Land of the Dead to be made and Shaun of the Dead to come out in theaters. And they got away with quite a bit of gore in Shaun of the Dead from what I can recall. So yeah, that movie's a lot of fun. That's one of those, we reviewed that not too long ago on Patreon, I think.
Yeah, we did. I've got this version too. This is probably the first one I bought. I think that's the Lionsgate. No, Universal, sorry. It's got Shaun of the Dead.
But do you feel that Shaun of the Dead was very ahead of its time, kind of?
Yes.
I feel like when I saw that, I was like, wow, this is something totally fresh, totally different. And it was it changed the game a little bit, because then you started getting things like Zombieland and all that other stuff. And I just feel like if it wasn't for Shaun of the Dead, we wouldn't have gotten a lot of those comedy zombie movies like we did. I just thought it was just way ahead of its time. It was pretty big staple, I think, in the horror genre when it comes to them zombies.
Yeah, and I think that it was one of the only examples. Oh hell, we got him!
Look,
We
you
got
naked
him.
squirting bot. You get the fuck out of here.
Who brought this in? Is it Mel?
We got
Did
a
you bring it
naked
in?
squirter bot.
Let's get rid of them naked squirting bots, bulls.
No, look,
Get out of here.
you got to delete your Tinder because they got sex cheaper. Come on, click it.
Hey.
See what
I don't want no bots squirting any bot juice on me. Get out of here.
But anyway, like I think that you're right though, because I think that it was way ahead of its time, and like it was the perfect combination of things that could happen too. Like you had a nerdy kind of like genre guy that he's kind of like Quentin Tarantino, in that he loved all these different genres, but especially horror, who could actually like put a movie like that together to where it had comedy and it had like drama and had horror, and it all worked. And it is one of the best. Somebody says one of the best scripts. It really is like one of the best comedy scripts for a film like that ever.
Yeah, no, it's a great one. I'm glad you brought it to the list. It was on my maybe list, and I'm glad you
This
brought it in.
fucking guy. I swear to
Matt's
God.
just going to disagree with everything you say, Uncle Bill.
Yeah, I can see that.
What does Scott's wrestling collection say?
You know what I think though? You want to know what I truly think?
He's going to block you, Matt.
No, I'm not going to block him. Everybody has a right to their opinion, even if it's wrong. What I will say is, fuck you, Matt. That's what I think about you.
So he's not even a buddy. You're not even going to say.
Yeah, you're not going to say buddy at the
You're
end.
not going to say your catchphrase.
No.
Let's talk about this one, guys. 28 days later.
Let's talk about it, actually. That was one I was thinking about bringing here to the table, and I said, you know what? I actually like it less now than I did before. But
I think that
it's
it's.
just me.
I've never been like a gigantic fan of this movie, but for the time frame, this was 2002, and there were tons of movies that came out that were trying to rip this off after it, like crazy numbers of movies. And this one, Danny Boyle, who I've always been a big fan of his visual filmmaking. And I still to this day, like I haven't watched, I don't know if there's a documentary on this. Some of those shots in this movie of London or wherever it is, abandoned. How in the fuck did they do that?
It's a fair question. I'm not entirely sure either. I know that they actually like got them, to let them use certain parts of the city, but I'm assuming the rest of it's just CG'd.
Yeah, I mean, I can think maybe like they let them shoot real early in the morning, and then they took some of the stuff out that they could take out. That's the only thing I can think of.
I'm going to tell you something that's going to blow your mind, though. Actually, at this point, like 28 weeks later, better. We saw that at the theater, and that scene in the beginning where the guy's escaping and everything.
Was that the one he's in the hospital, kind of? Or no?
No,
I'm actually getting both.
That's
I
the
get
first
both
one.
confused, to be honest.
Yeah, the first one, he's in the hospital. It's Cillian Murphy, and he wakes up and like everybody's gone.
There's a zombie outbreak, and he's in like a coma for 28 days, right? And
So it's basically The Walking Dead stole it. Like, if you think about it, like it's the same plot. Yeah. But in 28 weeks later, it's already like going on, and they're holed up in like this farmhouse. And the lead guy, like, some of the infected starts getting in, and he, like, hightails it on out of there and runs towards this boat. And all the while, the music's playing, like, the swell-up music. I forget the name of that fucking piece, but it's in 28 Days Later, too, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
But, and, he meets up with his wife, and it comes to find out, like, one of them has the gene where they can't become infected by the virus, and that's, like, the key to curing it or whatever. Anyway, I like that movie better than 28 Days.
Oh, Curly Jaw says he can make a better movie than 28 Days Later.
Of course you can.
here's my thoughts on it now. Again, I'm coming at it from I have not seen these movies in years. When it
Maybe
first came out,
revisit.
I think that's where I'm kind of getting at with this is that when I saw this in the theaters, I believe I saw it in the theaters. I saw one of them. I loved it, and then I remember 20 weeks later, I was like, oh, I love it too. And then they're like, oh, there's going to be a third, and this, that, and this. And then I tried to rewatch it again, like probably 5 years ago. And when I put it on, I was thinking to myself, wow, I don't remember this looking so terrible. Like, I felt like the quality looked awful compared to what I remember it. Like, it just looked very bad. And I don't know if it was just the DVD itself, if it was filmed weird. Like, but I was like, I watched like 10 minutes and I was like, ugh, like this, I don't like this. And I like turned it off. But I think to me, is
I
that
can
like,
just see Garrett. He's just sitting there.
This just
I don't
looks like
like
shit.
this.
yeah,
Fuck
I was like,
this.
I don't want to watch this. This looks boring. So then I like took it off and I was like, dude, I thought that was a way better movie, but I didn't give it a fair chance. But I'm wondering does it have any upgrade or is that it? Because
Well,
I
that's what
only
I
have
was-
the DVDs of this.
That's what I was going to mention because there are Blu-rays of this.
Okay. And
But-
the other one or no?
Yeah, both of them have Blu-rays.
Okay.
Back when 28 weeks later, that one came out like what 2007, 2008. So this was right around the time it came out, like the Blu-ray came out. But all these movies are owned by Disney now. So what do you think the odds are of Disney doing like any 4K upgrade release on it? For one thing, they're not licensing these movies out. That's not going to happen. So the odds may be very slim that these are ever going to get a special edition. Like you were saying, the 28 Days Later, and I think the Blu-ray of 28 Days Later is not very good. It's not gotten good reviews or anything. So I'm not sure how they filmed the movie or anything, but it'll be interesting to see if Disney, if they would ever.
Right.
I don't think so, but who knows?
I mean, like if Scream Factory, and I know that's not going to happen, but if they announced like, 4K double pack of 28 days and weeks, I would jump all over that just because I think I would be interested in what it would look like cleaned up and whatnot. Because, like I said, I just was not impressed the last time I threw that thing in there. But I saw somebody said, who was it? Somebody asked if we all live near Piz. Do I sound like I live anywhere near Piz or these guys?
Yeah, you do, buddy. Sound like you're from a fucking holler up
Garrett's
Slick
from,
Rock.
he's from fucking Arkansas.
Oh man, it's funny.
But
trying to- We're trying to meet
28
up.
Yeah, eventually.
Yeah.
We were talking about maybe doing something at the Mahoning Drive-In. but
Dude,
we've been
there's a
talking about
couple
that
people that I mentioned that to that were like, I'm down for that. But like you said, I think the biggest problem is, is enough people going to want to drive right now?
Yeah.
With that kind of prices and stuff.
$5 a gallon or something like that. That's what it's.
We're at 6 right now over here. So, yeah.
Jesus.
I want to have vacation in my fucking house this year. The
It's brutal, man. That's why I sold Pop my car.
Scott's Wrestling Collection and James Hester mentioned that 28 Days Later was shot. Well, no. Scott mentioned it was shot on video, mini DV tape. That's odd. But the only part of 28 Days shot on film was the last scene by the lake, according to James Hester. Yeah, that's just so odd that they would shoot a film on DV tape. But yeah, I mean, I guess I can see that. So what do we got next, boss?
I mean, I've got a few over here. Do you guys got anything left that we haven't discussed yet?
Yeah.
Show it up.
I got this fucking classic right here. I don't want to hear nothing about it. I don't want to hear you.
I got one that I'm surprised that
You listen.
Oh, fuck.
You listen to me, motherfucker. I don't want to hear a word. This is Dr. Butcher, MD.
You talk about how great it is, because I'm not going to say nothing.
Zombie Holocaust. Garrett, have you ever seen Zombie Holocaust, a.k.a.
Yeah, I
Dr.
had
Butcher,
that DVD.
MD?
I had that Blu-ray and I sold it.
God damn it.
Because it wasn't worth keeping.
Yeah, I
Buddy,
was
look.
like, "Sucks," and I sold it.
If you ever need to know anything, just look at this picture in here of that
But wait a
cannibal
minute, though, like,
with a
what-
machete in his hand.
Does that go by a different name? Because I think I might have said to myself, I already own this. So I'm
Yeah,
gonna
Dr.
look this
Butcher,
up.
MD, a.k.a. Zombie Holocaust.
Maybe I have Dr. Butcher MD. Was somebody
Wait a
did someone
minute.
put that out like under that title?
Yes, but I'm trying to think. I thought it might have had a reversible cover, but the Dr. Butcher MD is like white, and it's got like a picture of a crazy like mad scientist doctor looking guy on the front of it.
There had to have been a reason I got rid of that because I would have just sold it if I didn't own it in another way. Maybe I had the DVD. I don't remember, but
I
yeah,
don't
I just remember
listen.
selling that thing.
I'm not saying it's a good movie,
Good.
but it's on par with like
Burial Ground.
Burial Ground. Yeah.
Yeah, you know what?
It's-
Maybe that's why, because maybe I owned it in that 3-pack or something like that it came with Burial Ground and something else. I don't remember.
Shriek Show. It did come from Shriek Show. They
Yeah,
did put out
that's
those
probably what it
3-packs. Yeah.
Bug-Eyed Betty said that she got it from Severn.
Oh, really?
What's Bug-Eyed Betty doing in here? I thought she was Pop's woman now.
Oh yeah. Well, somebody said something. Somebody said, "Where's Zombie Strippers?" I own Zombie Strippers on DVD. Is that the one with Jenna Jameson in it?
I have it
Yeah.
on Blu-ray, actually.
God damn it! Why you bitching at me and you got zombie strippers?
That was
on
one of them they sent us to review years ago.
Don't you lie to these people.
And Matt brought up Nightmare City. I haven't seen that in a long time. I have the Anchor
Zombievers.
Bay one.
I actually was going to
Yeah.
pick that one, but I don't have it on anything except fucking DVD.
Yeah,
What
so do I.
about,
the Anchor Bay?
This is kind of very loose. What about Demons? Lamberto Bava.
No, those fucking demons. It's in the title. You can't say that.
Why?
It's
That's what
kind
I
of a
thought,
zombies,
too.
though.
I
It could
put it in
easily
my,
be a
like,
zombie.
Possible title, possible list over here.
No, that don't count. It's fine.
But I know a lot of people talk. I saw this come up in the chat, and I brought it to the table. Was this? Nobody was looking at me. What do you guys in the chat think of this one?
I'm not. Oh, yeah, that one I definitely
Planet
would.
Terror, by God.
I would definitely
I love
put that
this
one up
one.
there.
Loved it. I went
Did
to that
you
double
see-
feature in the theater.
Did you see where Quentin Tarantino was saying that Death Proof, he thought Death Proof was his worst movie?
Yes.
Really?
What
I
the
mean-
fuck?
Death Proof,
I thought
man.
Death Proof
Okay.
was really well done.
I
I've
love
seen
Death
Death
Proof
Proof a bunch of times since we saw it at the theater and everything, and I really liked it at the theater. But he's kind of right though, in my opinion, because there. Listen, just bear with me. There's about 20 minutes of killer shit in that, and then there's like an hour and a half of women talking, and I do mean an hour and a half of just women talking about
Well, so
shit.
they're good-looking women. They can talk all they want to, and I'll look right at them.
I don't give a fuck what they look like. They're over there talking about just the most inane shit you can imagine. Like, I don't care what Jungle Julie or whatever
Yep.
her fucking name is has to say about anything.
Oh, she's in Malignant.
The Planet Terror, though, the single edition Blu-ray, that's the way to go because that
The
movie,
only way you can
like,
get this in grain free, right? Is
yeah,
that
it's
what it is?
pristine quality.
Nah.
It looks great.
So that's why
yeah,
I kept
it's
it because
fun.
it's the only way you can get this like no grain version or whatever. So I hung on it.
That'd be a
Hold on.
cool one for 4K if they would do like a box set.
Let me just take a moment here, real quick.
Sure, but
If you're going to insult me, motherfucker, then at least get a spell check.
clutter.
Clutter with 2 D's. God damn.
He's
I
just wanting
can't
you to
stand people like that.
build some shelves, buddy.
I'm going to build some
Straighten
shit up his
everything
ass.
Yo, is mine organized? Is this organized back here?
You got 2 Chucky dolls, man. You need to get rid of one of them.
Don't worry, I got that's just that one of them on the far one is a placeholder.
Speaking of Chucky, we're going to talk about them fucking Scream Factory releases before the
do it,
night's
man.
over with.
Of course we are.
God damn.
But yeah, I mean that's everything
You
I
gonna
brought to the
start a fight?
table. But you know what other one I want to give a shout out to as far as a movie that I was like, is this zombie? Which is a great one. I actually Uncle Bill brought it up earlier. Was Death Dream.
Yeah,
I
That's
love that
definitely-
movie, and I had it in my hand, and I was like, what do I do here? Do I bring this? Does this count? You know, but if you guys haven't seen that, that's another one that's definitely worth it.
God damn it, just 1 second. One more second. Listen, more than anything else, I need shelves and bins. Shelves. I
That sounds
can't
like-
tell.
Well, a shelf sounds like some sort of biblical thing. or
Oh,
something.
God.
What about this one? I was thinking, and it's been forever since I've seen this, but Uncle Bill's a big mark for this movie. Train to Busan. That's a
I
zombie.
hate that movie. I did not get what the big deal was about that shit. People going on.
I
about
thought
that
you
movie.
fucking loved it.
No, I didn't love. What the fuck? Give a fuck about Train to Busan.
What was my issue with it? I had to
Yeah,
read it.
what was his issue? Yeah.
I don't know. What
I ain't
about
reading it.
Reanimator? We didn't talk about Reanimator. That's
I
what
have it
is.
right here, dude. Hell yes.
And that one is coming to 4K by the end of the year, from what I understand. So
Yeah, Arrow, right?
I love the visual style in this. Jeffrey Combs does a great job. Barbara Crampton in this. Holy shit.
Yeah, no. Reanimator is one of those movies that I feel like is just it's top 10 horror for me. It's just so good in every aspect of it. It's great, man.
Yeah, this is one of the cooler Anchor Bay releases back in the day too.
Yeah.
With the
Syringe.
the pen is still in there. Anything else though? I had some honorable mentions. Night of the Comet is another one.
I have it right here.
It's a good movie.
Love this
But
movie.
yeah, I think that's it.
Well, I had Savini's Night.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I like that one.
You mentioned earlier, like, if we knew where we were when Night of the Living Dead, we first saw Night of the Living Dead. I can tell you exactly when I first saw Night of the Living Dead 90 because it was at the Strand the weekend that it came out, and there was maybe 3 people in that entire theater to watch that movie.
Wow.
So, I mean, I loved it, and I was 10, I guess, 11 maybe when that came out, and I thought it was great even back then. But nobody saw that movie. Like, I don't know, how it was in any other place, but there was nobody in there.
Yeah, I remember.
Go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead.
No, I saw somebody just. What did they bring up here? Children shouldn't play with dead things. I like that movie actually a lot, but I didn't bring it to the table. It's another one that I think deserves an upgrade. It has a Blu-ray, but I don't remember how great it is. It's had it a long time.
I think Night of the Living Dead 90 deserves an upgrade as well.
Yeah, I don't know what the hell this thing is. I have the Twilight Time one, and I have this one, but this one says it's put out by Sony. Special features: Dead Walk making featurette, Tom Savini commentary trailer. I don't even know what this. Do you guys have this one? I don't even know.
No, I just have it on DVD.
Yeah, I have 2 versions. I have that Twilight Time one that was limited, but then everybody shit on it because of remember the weird color correction they did on it to make it look more like it was night or something.
Yeah, I think I bought that and then I ended up selling it because of all the reviews and everything.
But there was oh god, it looked awesome. I don't know how it was, like a foreign release that just came out of Night of the Living Dead 90, and it was going for a fortune. I'm trying to remember who the hell even put it out. I'm gonna look it up on eBay just because.
Matt's chiming in. Poor old Uncle Bill's picking on him again, boys. What in the hell?
I don't know. I'm not sure who Matt is, but he's upset with me for telling him to go fuck himself. But
Fuck you, Matt.
Why don't mention of House of the Dead? Dude, you know what's funny about House of the Dead, besides being terrible? I have some weird edition that's like a comedy edition. Do you guys remember that? It's like a weird kind of, I don't know, it's hard to explain. I'd have to go find it, but it was like a weird edition that came out that basically just spoofed itself the whole time.
there it is. Okay, so it's a German steelbook that just got released. It is Region B though. But the fucking cover on that thing is amazing.
Can you share it?
No. If I had any way to do that, yeah.
You can actually share the screen. You should be
Yeah,
able
just
to.
go to at the bottom. It should say share screen.
You might blow something up, but
Let's see what happens. You ready?
yeah.
Share video file. There we go.
I think it's the
wanna share-
bottom one.
I don't want to share my fucking slides, my porn and shit.
Oh, I would imagine if he goes to share screen, we're like, oops, nope, not that.
Share my audio system. No. Share.
Play some Slayer on here.
Let's see if we can get this to work. Chrome tab. Yeah, sure. Why not?
You can get this killer shirt on shop.deadpit.com right now, by the way.
Check it out.
Yeah.
Dawn of the Dude says, make sure to close them tabs. Sick.
Hopefully somebody can see that.
Well, yeah, get your real name out of there,
yeah.
pal.
God damn.
Everybody knows his fucking real name.
Yeah, that's not an issue.
He's got an IMDb page.
It's gonna be getting all this like mail.
That is pretty cool, though.
But that is pretty badass, yeah.
Yeah.
It is nice, and he's not on social media, so don't bother him.
Yeah, you bother me enough in here. But that's let me get rid of that shit. That is the only version of that I know of that like recently came out, which is insane considering how popular that fucking movie is.
So yeah, that is the greatest zombie movies of all time. That's some of our picks.
Yeah.
If there's any that people want to mention on here real quick, we'll go through them. Pet Sematary, that's kind of, yeah, I guess it kind of is a zombie movie. Nightmare City, somebody mentioned on here.
Yeah, I knew there was going to be a lot that we didn't cover because I was looking through, and I know there's a lot of fans of certain movies that I just maybe haven't seen enough, like Dead Snow. I know a lot of people like that one. I have it, probably watched it once. It's just not something I've ever gone back to. Not that I didn't like it. It's just I got so much stuff, and I only have limited time, so there's a lot of stuff I don't watch, again and again to really say it's a favorite of mine. But one that I did bring out here is a, and you guys might actually laugh and say that movie was fucking terrible, but it was a more recent zombie movie that I thought was really well done, and that was World War Z. I don't know what you guys thought of this. Did you guys like this movie?
I've never seen it.
I saw it at the theater, and I can't remember like why now, but to save my.
I thought it was pretty good for a current day zombie movie. I thought it was one of the better ones that I've seen in a real long time. And I saw someone else in here. Cemetery Man was another one that I had in my hand that I was like, I have too much stuff here. I'll throw that back. But
honestly, though, like Cemetery Man's okay, but I wouldn't put that in my top tier zombie movies of all time. The best thing about Cemetery Man's that girl's tits.
Oh, you know what?
Everybody knows that scene.
Somebody brought up Dead and Buried. That was another good one.
Hard Rock Zombie. No.
Tombs of the Blind Dead. I'm not sure if any of us have seen Tombs of the Blind Dead.
I've seen it.
Seen it, yeah. It's
long
been a long
time
time
ago, yeah.
Now, did you guys get that new edition?
I did. I haven't even opened it yet.
Yeah, like I was gonna buy it, but I thought it was the whole collection, but it's just part one, so I was like, I'll even though that is the best one in my opinion, I think, as far as I remember, because I have that tomb set or whatever that looks like a little casket. I forget who put that out back in the day.
Wreck is one that we I know it's in a lot of people's lists.
So some people are saying like Return of the Living Dead we already mentioned, yes. Burial Ground we mentioned, or I mentioned in conjunction with Zombie Holocaust. So we kind of got those.
Let Sleeping Corpses Lie was mentioned.
That was mentioned. Sure. Yeah.
Cooties was not mentioned, but
Yeah.
Cooties. I've seen that. Have you ever seen it?
No, I have it on Blu-ray, and I watched it once, and I don't remember much about it, to be quite honest with you. Serpent of the Rainbow, okay, that's one that I didn't think of. That's
kind of a witchcraft.
Yeah, it's a real zombie movie.
Like, yeah. Shockwaves, okay, that's another one people like. I've never seen One of the Dead. I know people do talk about
Tokyo Zombie. One Cut of the Dead's another one that we reviewed last year that kind of got high praise.
Well, so what's Stuntman Mark said, does Cabin in the Woods count? Good question.
It's got zombies in it.
Yeah,
I'm not a fan of that movie though.
Really, I kind of find it pretty fun. For what
I watched it once, and that was plenty enough for me. I was just wanting to leave the theater. Not a fan.
What's the matter? You didn't like when they were like crashing into the imaginary wall or whatever? You didn't.
I just. Oh God.
You're like, what the hell's going on here? You know what? I did consider Resident Evils, and I was like, I'm not a fan of them. I actually think Part 2 is my favorite, but it was, Video Dead. That's the one I didn't bring in. I knew there was one I wanted, and Video Dead was one. Yeah, I love that movie.
Painful Hottie is getting all excited about tomorrow morning. Getting ready to go camp out at the ATM machine in Painful.
Are you excited for it tomorrow?
Oh, yeah. I'm excited helping all these assholes spend their money as quick as possible.
That's going to be a lot of fun, I'm sure.
Zombieland is... I don't mind Zombieland. Beyond,
it's okay.
That's another good one.
Beyond, yeah, I love Beyond. We mentioned that a little bit earlier. Fido.
I could do without it, but it's okay, I guess. It's not the worst.
So, yeah, that is the list. One last thing we're going to talk about, and then we're going to get the fuck out of here, because this is... A lot of people are very excited about this, and I'm not going to dog on them too much, because, hey, if they're excited about it, they want to throw down $230-some or whatever the hell that package is.
Oh, yeah.
Go for it. But I don't know if this is the big announcement for the fall for Scream Factory. I think it is. I don't think they have anything else that big planned. Maybe I'm wrong. But they made the announcement, what is it, Monday? When did they make the announcement?
Yeah, yesterday. Monday.
About
yesterday.
The 4K remasters, Child's Play 1 through 3. And Garrett kind of did a stream about it, talking about it. And you're going to upgrade those, you said, right?
I will. I will get something. I don't know what yet. I'm a big Child's Play fan, as you guys can tell. You know, it could go, to me, it just goes back to the same thing with Scream Factory, is that there's always something now. I feel like if it's not a replacement disc, it's we're not going to add slips, or we're not going to do this, or we're going to charge you this, or the posters are going to come damaged and we're not going to replace them. Like, there's just always something that and again, people could say, oh, you're being nitpicky, but I told you my biggest concern with this whole thing, in my opinion, is that, number one, we're basically getting the same thing we have with the Blu-ray as far as the poster artwork. Like, they couldn't put a new cover on there. You're getting 2 extra slip covers with commissioned artwork, and the main 2 slip covers are going to have the original artwork. And it's like, why aren't we getting an additional slip cover to match the original artwork with the first one? Like, that to me that drives my OCD freaking crazy. And you know what else is funny is I went back on the site today because people said the figure sold out, which is a cool figure, but I don't like that scale Chucky. I don't have any NECA Chuckies except for the one that came with the last bundle that they did back in the day. But dude, you know what I'm noticing? And if you guys know any different, let me know. It looks on the Scream Factory site that if you buy the editions separately, it doesn't look like you're getting a slip. And I don't know if that's just a mistake as far as how they're displayed on the site, because it doesn't say anything about them. It says poster plus poster, but the image has got no slipcover on there unless you buy it in a bundle. Now, I haven't heard anybody talk about that yet, or I don't know if I'm just looking into it, but do you think that could be a thing? That they're going to start making the slipcovers extra?
I could totally see them doing that at this point. Yeah.
I don't know if you guys want to look at the website, if you look at the single standalone edition, there is no picture of a slipcover in sight. It doesn't mention a slipcover in there. It just mentions you get a poster with this edition. Now, what they did with Happy Death Day makes me think like maybe they are going to start pulling a stunt like this. So if that's the case, to me, I'm like, well, it almost is going to force me to buy that slipcover edition for $115 or whatever.
Yeah, how fucking crazy is that too? Like, it ends up being, what is it, like $45 a title or something like that?
Yeah, I mean, you do get a lot of extras, which I don't think 115 is a bad deal for that, but I don't have a lot of use for a lot of that shit. Like, I'm not going to hang those posters. I'm only going to have one set of slips, right? So I don't know.
For me though, like, and I like the first 2, but I like them. Like, I'm fine with the Blu-ray. Those movies in particular, like, they're fine if I want to watch them. I'm not interested in extras in any of those movies. I'm not really interested in commentaries for any of those movies. So the little cheap Blu-ray set that I've got, that I paid $20 for all 7 of those damn movies, That's good enough for me. No interest in upgrading those at all.
Well, here's what I have. I have this thing, but I don't know if I'd ever get rid of it because like I got it signed here. You know,
Yeah, you
Alex
can't get rid of that.
I'm probably not going to get rid of it. It just sucks to have to add more to the collection, but I wish it was presented better. I would have liked to have a box that they could stick them in and stuff.
Lepke Vision Films.
No, you didn't.
Very excited.
You didn't get those pins, bro. Did you? Did you get the pins? I don't get the pin thing. I really don't because I don't. What are people doing with these? No, walking around with them on their jacket? Like, I feel like the pin game is gone. Like that was like for me like a 5-6 years ago that those things are popular, and for an extra $60 to get 4 pins.
What do people do with the damn pins anyway? Like I'm kind of confused. Do you just have like a display? Like a piece of fucking cloth or something hanging from the wall.
No, I know people put them on like cork boards, but again, to me, that's wall space, which I would rather have like a poster on or something. And, you know, eventually with time, you're going to run out. And then what? You know, so I don't know. I never was really into the pin thing.
One thing that I wanted to mention, I'll get Uncle Bill's thoughts on the Child's Play thing. He'll probably buy them, I'm guessing. I'd say he'll get them, but we'll ask him here in a minute. They sent an email out today. They're delaying Cat People and the Funhouse 4Ks for over a month and a half. So they're originally supposed to come out in late June. Now they're coming out in early August.
I pre-ordered Funhouse, so that kind of sucks.
I think it's always something like that, though. Really.
Yeah, the Child's Play is supposed to come out sometime in August. Ain't no chance of them coming out in August. They'll be out September, maybe early October.
Well, here's another thing, too, somebody told me today, and I haven't looked into it because I have no interest in that figure. I know Uncle Bill's a NECA guy, too, so I'm curious to see what he thinks about that figure. But the figure is gone.
Yeah, it's sold
standalone. You can only get it in a bundle now. But now people are saying if you buy it in a bundle, it's not coming until December, and you've got to pay an extra service fee for them to deliver that in December. Like, it's not all included in this thing, and if that's the case, that kind of sucks, right? Like, you have to pay extra shipping because it's going to ship separately. Like, how is that on you? You know, it's strange. And here's my issue too. It's like, dude, I pre-ordered 2 NECA life-size Chuckies 3 years ago, and we're going to be like, oh, well, instead of putting those out that you're waiting for, we're going to create a new one for Scream Factory. Like, no, like, dude, where are the Chuckies that you promised me 3 years ago? That's my issue too, is it's kind of like, you guys are backed up on some real pricey stuff, and we're going to worry about getting a charred Chucky 4-inch figure out to everybody. I don't know. That's kind of bothersome to me as well.
In terms of like,
look at there from. She's going to happy early birthday, Jamie.
Happy
Hart,
birthday, kid!
Live stream wearing the Born2BeRad shirt.
Oh yeah, appreciate that. I'll be watching then.
Yeah, happy birthday. I'm turning 29 in March myself. But
I'm not going to be buying any of that.
Why not?
Child's Play is one of those movies. I love the movie. I like the second one. Kind of like the third one. Whatever. I really like Bride of Chucky, but I'm not going to upgrade that to 4K. I don't need a bunch of fucking more posters that clearly are not going to go anywhere. I don't need an enamel pin set. I'm sure of that. The only thing in that I wanted was the figure, and I tried to buy the figure, and it was already fucking sold out. So it's like, I'm definitely not going to buy $150 worth of shit to get the figure. That's just kind of where I'm at with it.
Yeah, you will. You've got the money. Net Hero said that you got it.
You heard from somebody that you have a lot of money. Somebody told them.
Don't we see someone?
Someone said you can buy anything you want and you can put additions on your house whenever you feel like it. So
Wet Movie is in the house, boss. He's rocking the Born2BeRad shirt today as well.
Look
and he
at
felt
this
like
guy.
a fucking pimp.
Thanks, bro. Hey, I'm going to try to ship your stuff out. I didn't get a chance to do it yet. So tomorrow I'm looking to try to do it. I got a couple other things I got to send out to people as well.
Yeah.
We're back.
Thumbs
Wet
up.
Movie brought them.
Oh, is the Squirting Bots back?
Yeah, Wet Movie brought them in. How dare you?
Let's block the Squirting Bots again. I don't like getting wet on here I don't want them squirting on me.
Yeah, people are saying, but Uncle Bill got the dick demon.
I did get the Dick Demon. But I just.
All
I
right,
don't know.
Netstalker has a serious question. How many hours a day do we spend watching movies? 0. I have about 60 movies over here that are not even opened yet because I have no time to watch movies. Like, I literally am lucky to get one in a week.
There's truth.
So, I used
Most
to
of the shit-
watch a lot, though. I used to watch a lot.
I watch about 3 movies a week, maybe.
I mean, take into consideration, too, that back in the day, I'd say you and I probably watched, on average,
Oh, God.
10 movies a week, I would say. So it's like, I ain't doing that shit anymore anyway.
Well, that's what causes burnout.
Yeah.
And, yeah, I mean, I'm kind of no more than 3 a week, really. I mean, unless, it's Halloween season or something like that, I'll watch a little bit more. But, yeah, I've got all kinds of shit that I haven't even opened.
You know what? I'll say this. I'll probably watch 2 a week. Definitely. But yeah, it's tough. It's hard to get them all in. It sucks in a way because I would like to, but I just don't have enough time, especially with my work being so hectic and trying to schedule shows and be on other people's shows. So tomorrow, you guys don't know, you can go check out Sledgehammer Horror. I'll be on his show tomorrow night. We'll be debuting that.
Cool.
So yeah, it's hard, to try to balance everything out. I have a young son. Work's hectic. I got an online coaching business I do, and then trying to schedule. So to fit in movies, it gets hard. And do you guys kind of feel the same way, or do you, like for Uncle Bill, like for instance, do you guys do something where you all will sit down and watch stuff? Like your kids watch this kind of stuff, yeah?
It just depends on what it is. Because, like, for instance, they watched all of the Stranger Things stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But, like, and there for a while there, they would watch some of the stuff. But, like, when you get into the stuff that we review on the show, like, they can't
Right.
watch that shit. Like, the sadness. I can't imagine, like, sit down. Let's watch this together.
My son comes in and he's like, "Can I watch this show?" And it was Stranger Things. I'm like, "You can't watch it, man," because he's so young. He hasn't even had like a nightmare or anything yet. And I'm like, as soon as he sees this friggin' Hellraiser dude, he's probably gonna be up for like 3 nights or whatever. So
Well, you're
I won't
warming
let
him up.
watch
He's watching some DEADPIT videos, I noticed.
Oh, he was watching that today. Today he was. I come out of the shower to get ready for the stream, and he's laying in my bed watching these two guys' Night of the Living Dead thing, and he kept rewinding it because he liked when you went "Nay," and he kept going back to the beginning and watching it again.
It's his signature phrase.
And every time he sees
almost
Uncle Bill,
over.
he said. Every time he sees Uncle Bill on a screen, he goes, "Dad, that's the guy from Beetlejuice." He says.
Oh, yeah, Alec Baldwin.
He goes. I go from Beetlejuice. He goes, "Yeah, he was the guy who fell in the water." He thinks you're.
He's picking on Uncle Bill now. He says, "So you don't mind spending $200 to $300 on vinegar syndrome titles, but not the Child's Play upgrades."
Yes, because here's the difference. I
make
don't
a good point,
have
though.
I don't have those movies on
true.
anything. I've got like a fucking shit ton of Child's Play editions. I don't need another, series of Child's Play editions.
I gotta be honest. I mean, everyone knows
Look at
I'm
Matt.
not
The comment.
me and Uncle Bill, either one's not the biggest Scream Factory fan, but in 100% sincerity, none of these 4K releases that they've announced post, like the Halloween ones, have done a damn thing for me. Like, I don't think they've had one that have been like, oh, I must get it.
Well, the problem is again, guys, you got to remember, and I know there's people in the chat that have been doing this for a long time, but we've been in this game for a long time. And when you upgrade and double dip so many times, every time it just takes a little bit more oomph to get you to want to do it again. And I think at this point, what's next? 8K? Are we even going to get to that point, or is 4K the end? But like, it's that little oomph between Blu-ray and 4K. The quality for me personally is not that drastic of a difference. If I went from DVD to Blu-ray or DVD to 4K, I'll justify that all day. But from Blu-ray to 4K, I just don't think there's enough meat on the bone unless we're getting new features or documentaries or whatever. Like, so I'm being very picky. Like I said, do I think there's going to be a huge upgrade between the Funhouse 4K and Blu-ray? Maybe not to the visual eye for me, but I just think that movie looks so great. I want it in its top quality. And I just don't think there's enough meat to go from Blu-ray to 4K and a lot of these titles that we have all these editions for. Me, I'm just crazy when it comes to certain things. Like, do I think the 4K of Child's Play 2 is going to just blow this box set out of the water? I don't know. I mean, I don't think.
Who's to say?
But,
Last time,
and I think that's why I understand where he's coming from, where he'd rather spend money on movies he doesn't own than something he owns 6 other times, right? Like,
yeah, I mean that's kind of where I'm at with it, and I think that's why Vinegar Syndrome is actually like as popular as they are, because I think there's a lot of people that would rather see, even if they're incredibly shitty, which they are, would rather see like movies they've never seen before remastered, as opposed to like the same thing over and over and fucking over again.
When you're getting Arrow's getting some of these titles that maybe the source material is lost, but they're getting multiple copies of 35 millimeter film print and cleaning those up and making a Blu-ray out of those. I think Vinegar Syndrome's done the same thing as well. So yeah, I'm more interested in that, and like, yeah, how many times can you rebuy this shit? Like, for one thing,
it is a personal preference kind of thing, because like Garrett was saying, like if there's a particular movie you like and you think it would look good on 4K, I mean, like Funhouse, I'm all for buying whatever you want. It's just I've got an issue same as you do with Screen Factory anyway. Like, I don't really want to give them any money, and if they're not going to do anything different with it, they're not going to put any new extras on it. They don't really care, like, other than upgrading it to 4K, then fuck that, man.
Yeah, I mean, I see what Lepke's saying here, and again, I'm a big fan of 2 and 3, and I can't wait to see what they're going to do to these, and that's a main reason why I'm going to grab this set. To be honest, part 1 on 4K, it's just kind of, for me, it's kind of just coming with the bundle, because I have the Blu-ray. But at the same time, if I get this 4K and it's got the same art and all this, then what's the point of me having that Blu-ray anymore? The Blu-ray is going to be in there. It's going to have all the same features. I might as well just sell it with the slip and see if I can pay for, a little chunk of my set. I mean, I'm just not a completist as much as I was before, and I think that companies like Screen Factory have created that, where before I would have bought whatever they put out, but now I'm like, I can't keep doing this, and I may look back and be pissed that I didn't buy all these Screen Factory 4Ks with the slips, because, every time I say no, it's hard. It's hard for me to say no. But
Matt's mentioned on here, though, that the Blu-rays of part 2 and 3 are absolute garbage, which I'm not a big fan of the third one. I don't think I've ever watched the third one on Blu-ray. I remember part 2 looking okay. I mean, I don't know if the Child's Play movies are one of those movies that's just going to pop in 4K anyway, but we'll see.
I mean, yeah, I'm definitely going to buy them, guys. I'm just trying to think which version I'm going to get. I'm assuming if I had to throw it up in the air right now, I'm going to say I'm probably going to get that bundle with the extra slips, because now, if, like we said, I don't know if you heard it here first, but I just noticed it when I was looking at it today. The standalone editions don't look like they have slips. And if that's the case, then if you're a slip person, you're going to want to buy this bundle to be safe, because if they're going to start releasing these with no slips unless you buy the bundle, like, this may be it, because on the site itself, those standalone editions, there's no slip cover anywhere to be seen on them or in the description at all. So I don't know if it's just an error or if there's an actual reason behind that.
I mean, that makes sense to me for like the next thing that they would start doing, because if they really are like wanting to get people with those kind of editions and make them buy like the box stuff together like that, that would be the perfect way to do it, because they know that people that collect that stuff are gonna buy it that way.
Like, for instance, let me see if I can. I'm gonna see if I can share my screen here, because I have that site pulled up, and just so you guys can see what I'm talking about. Nope, that ain't working. I don't know how to do it.
I don't either.
Anyway, I'm on it right now, but yeah, it's late. But guys, check out the website and tell me what you think, and put it in the comments below if you're watching this live or on the replay. And if anybody's heard or anything, do you think that they're not going to do that? They do.
Anthony said if you go on Amazon, it has the 1 through 3.
I'm hoping. Trust me, I'm hoping I'm wrong, because how brutal would that be if all of a sudden they were going to play that game?
And somebody was asking too, because they're including some bonus slip cases with it as well. Are they going to be the Halloween 4K style slip cases? I highly doubt that.
That I don't know, but I highly doubt it, because especially if we're only getting that same slip we got with the Blu-ray, which to me makes it seem like they didn't really put much extra effort into doing that one, that they're going to change that into a hard box. I don't think they would. I would like them to, but I
It'd
don't
be
think
difficult
they're
to send the extra slips as well. And that, without getting damaged.
I'm just hoping they come back and be like, you know what, we're going to add the other slip with the poster art for part 1 in there. And even if they use that as the secondary one, like, so people don't try to buy just the editions all standalone. I don't know.
You know the thing though that like Screen Factory does that I'm actually more kind of interested in is when they put out shit like Roland was talking about the 9th configuration and stuff like that, where they have those limited like 1,500 editions of the movies that
Did you grab that?
Sorry. No, I didn't get that one. I didn't get the Meat Cleaver Massacre one though, but I'll probably will grab that.
I got it.
I've tried to watch that movie a million fucking times, man. It's on Shudder, I think, or one of those. It's either Prime or Shudder. And like I've tried to get through that movie, and I just can't. It's so like boring. Like I cannot make my way through it.
I don't think I've ever seen
that
it.
idea.
It was always one of those movies that's been in my Amazon cart for like 15 years that I'm like, oh, I want to see it, and I just never pulled the trigger on it. So I figured, you know what, I'll buy it now. So I've never seen it at all. But I like what's his name there, so Freakin'. So
yeah.
But
well,
guys,
it's William Peter Blatty.
Look at Orc over here, chiming in at the last second. Oh, he wants you to vote for Flesh Wound features on Flesh Wound. You know what? They're killing it when it comes to just their marketing and getting the word out there, because I'm seeing people pop in votes for them all the time. So, yeah, you guys have the last chance. If you guys haven't, if you check out my channel,
got until midnight. Is that right?
You guys have a half hour to get your votes in for the next horror YouTuber of the month. The nominees are on my video, so search for that video on my channel. And you have a half hour to get your last minute votes in. And the next day or two, I'm going to tally everything up, and I'll have to make a video talking about the winner.
Ooh, we got somebody else in here says vote for Pops. Movie Dungeon.
Oh, hell
And
yeah.
Subjective actually gave an extra $3. He's serious.
Boss.
He's serious, bro.
Pop's a good guy too. So he's the.
If you want to be more serious, you just keep donating more money.
Wow,
Yeah.
Net Stalkers. He's from the future, bro. Sick.
Oh shit.
2112, hell yeah. He's been buying since that Rush album came out.
Orc, thank you, sir. Good seeing you in here, buddy. Old school Dead Pit member up there.
But guys, thanks again for coming in here tonight. Like I said, there's a lot of new people. I appreciate it.
Been a busy night for sure. A lot of people enjoying the zombie talk for me.
Of the Dead.
And that leads up to what we expect to be, Uncle Bill. A cruel summer coming up, boys.
That's right. So I guess next Monday is, what is that, the 5th?
Monday the 5th.
We'll stay on.
Uh-oh.
What the fuck?
We got $6 for Flesh Wound features, boss.
Good Lord.
Sit down, he says. I love it.
Sit down, pal.
Look, fucking next Monday the 5th is Monday Night Jaws, the first edition. And
are you going to review one Jaws movie a show? Or is
yes,
that the
one
deal?
Jaws movie is a show, and then I'm going to, in the meantime, be putting all these cabinets and shelves and shit.
So what happens when you get finished? Are you going to do Cruel Jaws?
That'd be a good idea.
And then after you're done that, you can start reviewing old Curly Jaws' videos?
That's right.
Very good. So yeah, that's starting, and then we're going to be doing a new, and I've gotten with a couple guys, WrestleManiacs episode. We've been talking about that, so that'll be making a return. And we'll go ahead and talk about the subject matter on that one is going to be the worst wrestling factions of all time. So that's going to be a fun show.
We'll have some different people on the panel too, which will be cool for you guys.
We might be talking about the X Factor. It's one of Garrett's favorites.
I kind of really want it.
With Uncle Cracker. Yeah.
Oh my god.
Oh shit.
You're dealing with the X Factor.
I got everything I ever wanted, and I'll never take it back. Cause you know you're dealing with the X Factor.
It's like he just chimes in X Factor. Subjective. What's up,
shit.
brother? Yeah. Good job, Dirk.
Thank you, Dirk. But of course, Alexander Lumberjack is saying he's taking Sarah's line there. Bedtime. Sarah already went to bed though, so I'm good. But
No, Right to Censor was definitely not the worst faction.
I was in the Spirit Squad. For sure.
Garrett was in the Spirit Squad.
That's right.
Should get like a Spirit Squad jumpsuit,
I should.
green and white.
Jenny.
All right. But guys, man, it's been fun. It's been a real fun show. And I hope everybody's enjoyed all of the May of the Dead stuff that we've done. Check it out in the archive and all that. As far as stuff that I know that I'm doing, midweek shows with Jay Real and Jason Payne. They're coming up in the next couple of weeks.
What?
Oh fuck. The Mahia Maniac and then
We're going to have some old school Dead Pit guys. I want to try, and people have requested, I know Garrett, we need to get Garrett on for podcasts as well. And I want to see if we can't get Adam Beck. I think we can get Adam Beck back on from back in the day, Back to the Future, and the legendary Runk. I think we can get him on too.
There's one dude.
Runk,
There's
the
one
punk.
dude above anybody else that needs to come back and do a midweek show with you. And you know who it is.
I know, but he won't, man. He's pissed at the pit.
He can't be that pissed. We need to get Cody LL back, everybody. So if anybody out there knows what I'm talking about and you know how to reach out and get a hold of Cody LL, get him.
Contact
him.
us, Cody. The midweek shows exclusively on hell.
Goddamn bulls.
You gotta pay rent, buddy.
Flesh wound features. To be fair, it is close, I think, between those two, right? Those are the two.
They're right now the top two. Yeah.
Okay. So Pop versus the Flesh Wound Features guys.
Right now, yeah. It'll be tight. It'll be tight till the end.
Dan is still in here too, isn't he? Didn't I see him post something not too long ago?
I don't know. Dan was in here.
Okay. So yeah, those guys work hard. Both of those guys. I mean, I don't want to pick favors or anything. They're both cool.
Oh yeah,
We'll
both
see.
good guys.
I think we got to do a show for Severance Cell too, don't we? I mean, that's only fair.
Yeah, we got a Severance show. We'll do it. We got the WrestleManiac show.
Severance their sale is a week from this coming Thursday, I think. So yeah, we'll definitely do something for that. I'm not sure if I'll buy anything.
You won't have a chance to because there won't be a fucking.
Yeah, the side will go down. Holy shit!
Look here, bulls.
You don't know me, son.
Listen, here's
That's
the
a
deal, though.
stone-
Orc, I'd be careful because basically what's going to happen is Subjective will just keep doing this, and then he'll tell Pop, and Pop will just reimburse him for whatever he just spent. So
That's right.
I'd probably just leave well enough alone at this point. But we definitely appreciate you guys. Uh-oh. Oh, Captain Sassy. I mean, dude,
yeah.
they're killing it over there.
Yeah. Now, as far as production values go, hell, I wish I could do some of that shit.
I know. Yeah, no, I agree. My brother can, but it just takes. That's the problem too, though. Like when we were talking, like it takes them like each episode is like every 3 weeks because like they have to edit and all this other stuff. So that makes it tough too, you know.
That's an awesome idea. The 504 bundle. The Bad Gateway bundle. I wish to God
We
they had a
should
sense
do
of
a Bad Gateway bundle. We should figure something out for that.
Yeah.
Like maybe I could get like a bundle of stuff, like 5 different things for from the Dollar Tree, and sell them for like $20.
Is there a way to make a bundle in the store where like it's the Bad Gateway bundle where you get that shirt and maybe like 3 other shirts in like a bundle for a certain price? Is there any way to do that?
I don't think so. No.
That would be killer idea.
That would be awesome. But you can
Get
get
a
the Bad Gateway
bad
shirt.
gateway
though.
shirt with like the Dick Demon shirt, and then like
Or taps out, boss.
Yeah.
it's because he has Pops funding him. That's why.
That's true. Yeah, he's the North Florida Mafia man. They're not to be fucked with. But
yeah, guys, go check out that video and throw some votes in. But also to check out all the channels on it because I everybody on there is good. So definitely check out their stuff if you haven't.
yeah, and appreciate everybody checking out the Patreon page. We've got exclusive stuff on there. Thousands of hours of shows. We're going through 2012. We put up today. Do you remember Dead Pit After Dark, Uncle Bill?
Of course, yeah.
We put up one of only 2 of those shows that we ever did, where it was like a late night talk show, more than just horror movies. It was like current events and shit at the time. So
I don't know why. We never did that again either, really quick.
No, so Dead Pit on Patreon for that. Garrett, what do you got coming up again? We'll talk about that.
I got a lot of shows coming up on other channels this week, so this was like the only one I have scheduled. The only other thing I'm going to try to get in before the end of the week is the Horror YouTuber of the Month winner. So I'm going to do that and then explain the rules for them to kind of take on the reins for the next month. I'm going to try to do that before the end of the week, no doubt. I've got a show tomorrow that's going to be on Sledgehammer Horror's channel. And then on Friday, you can catch me on Huck's channel. Huck's Pop Culture channel. We'll be talking movie soundtracks with like a big list of other content creators like Mel from My Killer Podcast, Brian Goes Blue, Tim's Talks Talkies, and then Miko. We're all going to be on there discussing our favorite movie soundtracks from all genres. So that'll be on Huck's channel on Friday. So that's what I've got coming up this week.
Awesome. So, yeah, I'm not really sure what we've got coming up. I've got some reviews coming up and stuff like that, but I'm sure we'll have some more shit. Steve's got his fucking show, and...
Wow, that's a shield for Steve right there. He's got his fucking bullshit. Watch that.
Hey, Steve's getting quite a following on his shit. The Captain's Quarters at 6 p.m. on Saturdays.
Steve,
Mothership. The Mothership.
And Dana's got her show after Steve. It's like it's a double feature every week. But
Dana After Dark.
Yeah, that's right. And then, like I said, we've got stuff planned. WrestleManiacs return, all kinds of other shit. We're going to get the fuck off here. It's too late. We're pulling a fucking Master Chaos. I'm not going to be on here for 6 fucking hours.
Yeah, we ran out of shit to talk about.
So,
have we really been on this fucking thing for 2 hours and almost 50 minutes?
Yeah, I can't do it anymore. I got to get off here.
What the fuck are we doing?
We appreciate you guys. We will catch you guys next time. Subscribe both channels, born2berad.com. Easy way to get there. And of course, DeadPit.com. Give us the thumbs up.
Up your butt.
Like, subscribe. And if you subscribe, here's something else you can do. Once you subscribe, you can click the bell notification, right? And it'll notify you anytime that Dead Pit puts up new shit.
Or don't. I really don't give a if you do or
I
don't.
want you to. I want you to.
I don't care.
Let's keep our community growing here on YouTube.
I don't like it. I don't want you to do nothing.
Listen, they need to do that, pal.
No, don't you dare touch it.
Thumbs up. Subscribe. And click that bell.
For this video officially, and it's Oak Curlyjaws has a message for you. Go on over to shop.deadpit.com and go look at their Teen Public store right now. You got some new shirts like the Oak Curlyjaws official t-shirt, which is brutal and badass. You got the Yummy Gummy shirt with the captain himself on the shirt. You got Uncle Bill's face on a fucking shirt. You got the Final Girl shirt. You got all these shirts over at shop.deadpit.com. Get them before they're all out, especially the new one, Bedtime 1039. It doesn't get better than that, so go on out. Check out these shirts at shop.deadpit.com. Go look at their Teen Public store. You're going to have a good old time. Get them all!
Thank you to all of our supporters on Patreon. DeadPit on Patreon.com is the only place to check out a complete archive of the old Dead Pit radio shows all the way back from 2005 on, in addition to the midweek shows and fan commentaries, exclusive podcasts, and much more. Dead Pit on Patreon.com if you're interested. Tiers start at only $1.